Greetings, fellow Gothamites. Tiki here,
And BlueDragonFive.
and welcome to another recap of the highly anticipated reimagining of the Dark Knight mythology, Gotham. Episode 2, entitled Selina Kyle. Join us as we venture into Batman's birthplace, here on Exploring Gotham. Yeah! How you doing, BlueDragonFive?
I'm well.
You're well? You're well?
I'm well.
Okay, you might want to turn down your headphones just a little bit because I'm getting a little bit of a feedback issue, but it's fine. But just turn down the volume on your computer a little bit.
Yeah, I think it did. Is this better now?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. All right, I just wanted to address that before we went any further. Okay, it should be fine. All right, so, yeah, we're a couple of days behind on this thing. If you guys got, like, about 4 or 5, like, notifications like, hey, Gotham Recap, Episode 2, starting up last night, yeah, it's because Google Hangouts was just, we were having some technical difficulties, and we were trying to get the show up, so, wasn't it fun, BlueDragonFive, just trying for, like, 2 or 3 hours to try and get things going?
It was a gas.
Oh, yes. So we are here at last, like I said, a few days behind, but alas, we have committed to recapping Gotham, and I'd say it's safe to say at this point we are both all in on this series. I was very impressed with this episode of BlueDragonFive. I don't know about you, we haven't talked about it so far, but overall thoughts. What do you got?
Oh, I love this episode. I thought it was great. It's a big step in the right direction. I'm excited for it. For the rest of the series. That's definitely
what people are calling it. Yeah, a step in the right direction for sure. And we really liked the first episode. I think we were more high on the first episode than a lot of people were.
Yeah.
But yeah, this really got the ball rolling. Certainly there's a lot of, it's kind of like the pilot is always the episode where it's like, okay, here's all the pieces, here's the general sort of layout of things. But then I always feel like episode 2 is kind of the episode that always is like, okay, and here's what we're going to do with the pieces. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I feel like we got here. We got, all right, here is what the grand plan is. Here's how we're going to move it along. So, yeah, so like we said, the episode's called Selina Kyle, although I thought it was kind of an interesting artistic choice to title the episode that, because Selina Kyle, even though she's a prevalent character, is only in about half the episode, but we'll get all into that. BlueDragonFive, you want to jump right into the recap?
Sure. Okay, let's see. We see young Bruce Wayne kind of picking up where he left off last episode. He's in the range of testing himself, because now he is at... There's an awesome ending is the first episode had, where basically the young, scared kid Bruce Wayne, after the parents have hit the down that it's really set in, they're dead, and now it's time to make some big life changes. He has now become Batman, a young Batman. He's now on his way. He doesn't know what he's going to become yet, but he's on his way, and he's training right now, and he's doing a little test of fear and, I guess, pain management of putting his hand over some fire, which obviously doesn't go well, because literally putting your hand over fire, it's going to hurt like heck. And Alfred comes in, like any guardian, coming at the wrong time into the room, and basically Bruce Wayne, he's hiding his hand. Alfred asks, yeah. Alfred asks, what? Sorry, folks, I live in Gotham. It's
Alfred asks what's behind his back. Bruce says nothing, and then Alfred says he's a horrible liar. And then Bruce shows it to Alfred, and Alfred gets kind of pissed. He gets a little bit pissy.
Let me say this about Alfred while we're on the subject. So okay. Alfred's reaction is quite interesting. Kind of, it might rub some people the wrong way, or might intrigue them.
I mean, it definitely rubbed you the wrong way in episode 1 when he yelled at Bruce to get your arse off the roof.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Okay, so Alfred he does. He has this really interesting reaction. He yells, he grabs Bruce and yells at him, and he says, "You stupid little boy!" Then he basically holds him close. Then, at second thought, he holds the boy close and says, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. I'm sorry."
So
the point is, that's a realistic. Here's what's interesting to me. That was a realistic parenting reaction. Parents sometimes will yell at the kid, then they'll feel sorry for it. The point is, he's so overcome with emotion. Then he has to reel it back in. He has to realize what's done. Every parent's have it. It's like kind of your classic, you bump the kid's head on the door or something, and basically you feel bad about it. Or or the kid does something reckless or stupid, and basically you're kind of mad at him for doing something so dangerous. Put it like the kid runs away, and you're mad at him. Basically, then you bring him in because hey, I love you, kid. Don't you got to be more careful in that sort of thing.
Right,
Interesting realistic reaction, which still I think overall for Alfred at this point in the series at least, I appreciate this Alfred. I appreciate what they're going for with this Alfred, but I'm still not used to him yet, or at least sold on him yet. I get where they're going with it. I kind of like where they're going with it. I'm going to give them more time on it.
To tell you the truth, my biggest issue with Alfred is actually his accent, because it's kind of somewhere between Cockney and Australian, and I just can't place it, like, regionally. But as a character, I'm really into it. You know what? You know what I'm kind of getting from it is Alfred, this time around, he is just as afraid as Bruce is. Like, this is a situation he was not prepared to be in. I mean, there were preparations in case the Waynes died that we'll get into, but clearly he wasn't expecting to be in this position right now. And I think what we're seeing in terms of just the feistiness and the cursing and everything like that is, you know, he's just kind of like figuring out what to do just as much as Bruce is. You know what so I feel like in that way, Alfred's kind of got his own story arc going on of learning how to become a good caregiver for Bruce. Because I think it's a great sort of contrast to, you know, if you look at something like Batman Begins, frickin' A, it's like the first scene we see after the Wayne murders is, you know, like, oh, I made you suffer, Master Bruce. I'm so lovable like a teddy bear. But this, you know, it's like we're actually having to earn the lovable teddy bear Alfred. So I'm into it.
Well, let me say this. Yeah, most definitely, very interesting direction to go with Alfred, and yeah, there were some interesting reveals later on in the episode about him. But I just want to clarify. It's not so much just because he's cursing that we're kind of a little wary of this Alfred. It's just the direction that he's a more rough around the edges Alfred.
Yeah, he's just got an overall salty demeanor about him.
Yeah, like he's a little more yelly of an Alfred. You know, he yells a little more stern at points, and basically he's not as he's not as cuddly. Which again, just judging from the moment we opened here, a really interesting moment. Last thing to say on it. Again, I appreciate this. I'm not used to it because it's not the Alfred I'm used to. But again, hopefully the series will win me over on that. So I'm just not used to it yet. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, like I said, I think we're kind of like in a nice sort of development for him. So we'll see where it goes.
Certainly. Anyway, so next scene. Do you want to take it from here, Tiki? We're on the streets now.
Oh, we are on the streets. So, okay, so yeah, we're on the streets, and we have a bunch of teenagers. Oh no, BlueDragonFive, it's the Underdwellers, run!
It's kind of close to that, though, actually.
Actually, yeah, it is. That was definitely going through my head when I was watching this episode. I was like, is the Sewer King gonna turn up? What the hell? Okay, so, you know, so we get this this group of teenagers. They're just sort of like, they're kind of like the
street kids.
Yeah, just street kids. Yeah,
homeless, pretty much just homeless kids, pretty much like escapees of a foster home, presumably.
And among the bunch is Selina Kyle, still not speaking. And I really, might I say, I really like how they stretch out and make it so Selina Kyle doesn't even speak until halfway through this episode. Like, they really earn it when she talks for the first time. But
you know, I gotta tell you, I really was I know it's old news, but I was really impressed with it in the pilot, just having her around for these things and seeing where they're gonna go with it. And they do go to some interesting places here. And still, she hasn't even met. I will spoil it here. She's not even gonna meet Bruce Wayne this episode. And still, there's a connection there. It's really interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely have my theories about what she's planning and what she's playing at with Gordon at the end of the episode. But of course, we'll get into that at the end.
Anyway, so basically a bunch of kids, presumably, you know, living hard times, pretty much maybe orphan youths, presumably, or runaways, and pretty much also, like, we see a homeless man in the alleyway. That's important. Anyway, so they're just hanging around, like, warming themselves by the fire, just hanging around, hanging out. Then a van appears.
And this couple gets out, and oh my god, they are
terrifying. Oh my god, these guys scared me. So seriously.
You know what? I really feel like this show. Okay, well, first of all, these guys aren't from the comics, are they?
No, they aren't. But you know, what's
I
interesting?
didn't think so. What?
I want to say this. Well, two things, real quick. One, a lot of people are calling these guys a little cartoony, which I kind of say, no, they're not cartoony. They're really creepy and scary.
I mean, I do see the cartooniness, but it's like sort of like a dark, demented Tim Burton style of cartoony,
I don't know.
Which is sort of what this whole show is going for. I mean, I feel like that's what they're going for with the Penguin as well. So I feel like it all fits.
Yeah, it fits I think it fits the tone. These guys are creepy.
Yeah.
More, less unrealistic cartoon, more like, oh man, this is real world scary. Like these guys have a screw loose.
Yeah.
But, interestingly enough, these characters though, this second watch kind of reminded me. Now they didn't go this direction, mind you. But they remind me of. There's a character in Batman the Animated Series, Roland Daggett, played by the wonderful Ed Asner.
Sure.
Who is a big businessman. Essentially, he's a pharmaceutical guy. He tests his products, on people and doesn't go well. He's like one of those guys.
Right.
And he has some henchmen in an episode called Cat Scratch Fever, which has Selina Kyle in it, by the way.
I assume, given the title.
Yes, and essentially there's a guy and a girl, and not the most attractive girl either, so a little up in age still. I'm saying in the episode, in the animated series episode, and basically it's Paunch, and I forget what the girl's name is, but Paunch and this woman, and essentially they're very similar. They kind of remind me of this couple. Basically, Daggett's cronies that'll abduct animals for illegal testing and stuff.
Okay.
So pretty much, what I figured was that basically if they went the direction of Daggett being behind all this, it would have been kidnapping kids for research, for drug research,
right?
Or something along those lines. But anyway, that didn't happen. I'm just pointing at this character's a little similar to Daggett's henchman.
Yeah. Well, regardless, what I was trying to say is, goddamn, this show is so far like 2 for 2 in terms of delivering us really good non-comic book villains with Fish Mooney and then these freaks.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so they are basically like, I mean, they are like one step away from being like, hello kitties, I have some candy, get in my van.
Let me say this. Let me explain my reaction to these guys.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm watching the episode, right?
Yeah.
I'm watching the episode, and these people come out. I had one of two theories, just right off the bat. This is my thought process watching it.
Oh.
So they get out and they say, "Oh, hello, we're here from the mayor's new reaching out to essentially reaching out to the homeless."
Right.
Basically, giving them food and sandwiches and candies and stuff, food and clothing, I guess. And which is really interesting given how this episode goes. Essentially, offering them like free, not luxuries, I guess, free luxuries, I guess, to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I'm thinking like, oh boy, they're going to play like Selina and these kids are going to like rob them blind or something. That's what I was thinking at first. Pretty much I was thinking, okay, these guys are genuine, they're doing it, and that was my other thought. I thought, okay, these guys are genuine, they're doing it, and the kids are going to steal it, or they're just going to play it straight, like, okay, they actually need the thing. Selina's like, I'm too good for this, I'm getting out of here.
Okay, well, I actually, these people are creepy, man. I mean, I got a bad vibe from them when they first stepped out. I mean, I thought they might be good for about 30 seconds or so. But as soon as Selina was suspicious of them, I was like, okay, yeah, there's something up.
Yeah, I'm saying at first I bought into the act. I thought, oh man, these poor nice people are going to get robbed by some street thieves, or just it would be just a plain scene of Selina just establishing Selina's character. But still, oh man, it took a twisted direction.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, so what happens?
So basically, Selina, or Cat, as she is called. What do you think of that? What do you think of that whole video?
Well, I like the idea of this whole alias thing. And basically, Cat is just she likes cats in the pseudonym, so she doesn't have to give people her real names. I think it fits. Like girls do some girls like Cat. Maybe her name's like Kathy or Catherine or something. That could be an interesting way to go. I don't know.
Well, her name's Selina.
I
so
know.
Are you suggesting that Selina's a middle name?
No, I'm saying Selina is Selina. I'm saying her mother's name. Maybe her mother has a name.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm just guessing what her mother's name is. I'm saying Cat's kind of like a cool pseudonym, and she likes cats, so it kind of makes sense. I don't mind it. It's fine.
Yeah, I think it's a little on the nose, just because it's like her name has nothing to do with, my sister is named. Her name is Katrina. And so for a while there, right around Selina Kyle's age, like about 13, 14 years old, she tried going by Cat. I, as her brother, was like, I'm not going to call you that. You're Katrina. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, the thing is,
But
like, though,
my point is like, it's like Cat from Katrina. Like that makes sense. It has like the first three letters are K-A-T.
yeah.
You know
Well,
what
the
I
point
mean?
is, like, it's supposed to not leave a trace, so it has nothing to do with Selena. That's the point.
All right, all right.
Yeah, so that, but also, again, they might connect, give it some more meaning. Who knows? Like, give it like maybe it's a mother's name or something, or a maiden name or something. I don't know.
Well, now that you say that, now that you're saying like she's trying to get away as much as possible, I don't know.
And by the way,
great.
some people poked holes in the fact that, like, okay, Gordon's gonna know who everyone is if they go with such obvious names. But the point is, Catwoman never really had a secret identity. She was just the papers called her a Catwoman. Pretty much, she embraced the name because
right.
you either know she's so good you don't know who she's so good you don't really have identification, or you just know her and just Bruce always calls her Selena. There's no mystery there who Catwoman was really.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
All right, so Kat is kind of lurching off in the distance. She's not hungry. She's sort of just just kind of testing the waters of the situation. And then, oh boy, the needles come out, and we get a lot of knocked out kids.
Well, remember, not just the needle, and that was the thing I was wondering. Like, you really use that instead of an actual needle? She took out a pin dipped in a sort of a knockout poison of sorts.
Oh man!
And it was so sudden. I guess that's the reason they kept it, because it's so sudden and creepy and discreet. So you don't have to go through the process of loading the chemical in. I guess.
Sure,
it's so violent though. Exactly. It's like she pulls out a pin from like her jacket. Like one of the like stick pens, I guess, and like a longer version, like the little things you use to tailor stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Like a knitting needle type pin or something. So she pulls it out, basically stabs the kids like in the back of the neck to knock them out.
Oh man, oh god.
She not stabs, but like she like nicks them, like inserts like the tip of it into the neck.
It's not okay. It's not.
It is not okay. And Corey from That's So Raven gets away.
Yay, Corey!
And so does Selena. I'm sorry, I don't know the actual kid's name. I just remember from Corey from That's So Raven. So he actually has an actual name. I wrote it down, but we'll get to him later.
Yeah.
So it's Mackie. So Mackie gets away, and so does Selena, because obviously, why wouldn't Selena run away from that? That's creepy.
Yeah, of course.
However, this is important. I really like this moment.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, this character called Soldier, we find out later, this drunken wino of sorts. The homeless man, he gets up and he's defending the kids, or he's trying to, and essentially that's why Mackey's able to get away.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I liked how in a city, just visually, they're really playing with the concept of the city being such a corrupt place and being really without hope. How a homeless man, he really didn't expect much from. He steps in and he saves the day. He sticks up for kids. Hey, leave those kids alone. Or stop that. He tries, and that's impressive.
And then it transitions into the shot with Gordon and his body, which I thought was a very powerful image.
Yeah, so we're getting there like real quick. It's basically the guy gets shot. The guy gets shot, and then Mackie runs away, and one of the guys chases him, basically throws him through the window, and presumably makes an escape because he can't be seen there.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the kid got thrown through a restaurant window, and then our heroic homeless man, who we find out is actually, next scene. He's found dead, and Gordon's on the scene next morning. Yeah,
and so like I said, what do you think of that image? I mean, it's just kind of a casual Gordon fan. I thought like, oh man, that kind of sums up Gordon just really well. He is the one that's always thinking about the small things in Gotham. So it's like where others might turn a blind eye to a homeless man, he is, he's looking at this guy and he's just giving it all its heart and soul. He is into the moment. So what do you think of it? I don't know. It was just an image that struck me.
Well, the image itself is good. What's really interesting about it is strangely enough, I kind of got a vibe this guy was like an ex-war veteran given his jacket. But more so.
No, actually, doesn't Bullock say as much?
No, I'm saying he does get. They do establish that he is in fact a war veteran because Gordon points it out.
Right.
The next scene, Gordon he finds like a little dog tag on the guy.
He was in the war. Right.
And that I thought was interesting. Okay, so that's another reason he was heroic. That's good. But also, speaking of just Gordon standing in front of his body. Gordon was also in a war, so you got kind of a little war connection there too. So Gordon has a little reverence for the guy too. Again, just Gordon standing over a soldier. I guess if you want to look symbolism in there, like someone trying to do a good deed in Gotham, who's also a soldier in a former life. He dies, and this war that is living in this city has killed him. Has claimed another life. So Gordon, this is like a future. This is foreshadowing for what Gordon might have in his future, or at least in this path without Batman will have in his future.
There you go. There you go.
A good guy with a bullet in his chest, or at least a bullet in him on the street, with basically no one wanting to investigate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so this scene, the whole scene in itself, just speaking past just the visual image, was really true to the Jim Gordon character. Jim Gordon's the guy. He's going to investigate the case, no matter how small, as long as it's the right thing to do. Because he does. He sees like everyone else writes this off as a lost cause, and I really like that dynamic. Just 2 episodes in that Gordon wants to take the Wayne case because of the kid. In this episode, he wants to take the case because no one else is looking into it. A man was murdered, and apparently, he's. Yeah, well, they don't really find that out, but pretty much he saved these kids, or at least he helped try to.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Bullock instantly walks in the scene and says, "Oh, no, it's a Weiner. No, we're not solving this case. No one cares."
Oh, Bullock.
First of all, Bullock was in grade A form in this episode. He was awesome.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He just walks onto the scene, and he has a really cool line.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, he says, "Oh yeah, I meant to get you a cup of coffee, but I forgot, or like I dropped it."
Yeah, he says it so casually. Oh yeah, I got you a cup of coffee, but I dropped it. So
then Gordon's starting to investigate the case, and he was a war veteran. Says, "Oh well, he has my, I salute his service, but we're not doing anything here."
Mm-hmm.
So Bullock was awesome.
If they keep going up with Bullock, if they keep improving his character every episode, we are in for something really special here.
Oh, and I gotta say, Captain Logan should totally institute that whole Bullock catchphrase counter, because that's awesome. He has really good lines and catchphrases.
Oh god.
Not catchphrases, I just mean like one-liners, I should say. Anyway, so speaking of one-liners, pretty much the whole episode, starting from the scene, has a really good Bullock and Gordon dynamic. Bullock's still corrupt, but he'll reluctantly do the right thing. He has to be put in the direction, though. He's good at his job. He just needs to be motivated. So he's the guy there saying that these cases are tough to solve, and the point is, Gordon, it's such an odd couple pairing that Gordon wants to solve all the tough cases that are the right thing to do, and Bullock does not. It's too much work.
Yeah, he doesn't want the sticky business attached to it.
Yeah, that and also. That, and he kind of realizes it's importantly, this is important with the philosophies of these guys. Bullock being the Gordon before Gordon showed up to Gotham, he knows that it's pointless. Like, no one's really going to care about this. No one's really going to care about this case. It's pointless to solve this because the city won't be affected. No one will be, no loved ones to reassure, nothing. So why solve this case?
Yeah, right.
That's important. So Bullock just wants to do he's figuring that, well, there's really no point in this. And Gordon says, there is a point in this. An innocent life was taken. We got to deal with this, essentially.
Okay.
And anyway, so then also our beat cop gets on the scene, right?
Yeah. So is this guy from the comics at all?
Well, he didn't really get a name, so I don't know.
Okay. I'm sorry. He's just kind of a generic sort of
average beat cop, really.
Okay.
Anyway, a hilarious line. My favorite Bullock line of the episode happens here. The thing that just makes me laugh, really, is thinking about the episode. Okay, so Gordon makes some sort of point. I forget what it was. The point is, Gordon says something along the lines of, we need to solve this case, or something along the lines of, we need to solve this case. No, I'm sorry. No, he doesn't say that. I'm sorry. The cop gets on the scene, and Gordon says, hey, listen, you got murder happened here. What are you doing at the restaurant? Why weren't you here first sealing off the crime scene? And then Bullock says, he has a point. I love how he delivers this line. Then the cop says, well, there was some junkie kid, he presumes junkie, because some kid got thrown through a window and had to deal with that first. He says, well, listen, murder outranks just a little a vandalism and or robbery, whatever they marked it as.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, well, listen, the restaurant pays me $50 a week that attend to their needs first. Then Bullock says, that's also a good point. Bullock just switches sides like that. That's a good point.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That
He's
just
like
cracks me
ordering
up.
glasses and heroes.
That just cracks me up. Anyway, so Gordon gets into it with the cop a little, pointing out, says, "No, you're not a bad guy. You're just a bad cop." And he's like, "Wait, what do you call me?" Bullock getting in the middle and dropping his coffee.
Mhm. Oh god.
And even further.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But it was a lost. It was a lost scene anyway because of that cop. So what do you think of that scene, Tiki?
Well, I did like the way that Gordon just so much is, he so much is just kind of pointed out that he's a bad cop in that scene. So it really sort of just goes a long way towards. I feel like they're sort of building, like, Gordon is almost kind of becoming. I don't know. It's interesting because I feel like he could be almost sort of a pariah of the Gotham PD in a way.
Well, that always happens in the comics. He's a big time pariah for a lot of time.
Okay. So that's definitely what I think they're building towards. Like, especially with that scene, just the fact that he's not afraid to just say it. Like, you're a bad cop. So
He
so
would
I
do that.
appreciated that.
Now he does that all the time in Batman Year One.
Okay. Cool,
Like, he reprimands cops for doing corrupt acts, and when he had seniority, a lot of that's classic Gordon MO. I was happy by that. Really in character. Really in character. Good stuff. And again, that was a good scene because just showing that Gordon still has hope in this city, and he's still fighting an uphill battle.
Mhm, yeah.
And Bullock kind of playing mediator there, like really blatantly. And how blatant this episode has so much blatant corruptness in it. It's astounding. Just basically the cops saying, literally, I get 50 a week from that one place that stopped by there first. So of course I'm not going to be here. Which is the definition of corruption, pretty much, taking a bribe.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I got a bribe going on. No big deal. Just a little thing on the side.
And it does really fit thematically with the episode how basically the social and students are down for the count in this episode.
Sure, yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so let's keep going here. Thanks to the next scene.
Okay, so the next scene we're in the station, right?
Well, no, we're with Penguin.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You're right. We are at the station. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
You're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
Okay, so.
So after Gordon shoot out the cop, we're at the police station getting answers from Mackie.
Mm-hmm. And well, wait. Oh, is the Essence scene later than this?
No, yeah, Essence after Penguin.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. All right, so yeah, this is a great scene because Harvey Bullock just straight up using a phone book.
No, different one, Tiki. Different.
Oh, God damn it.
Anyway, so the point is there are, first of all, maybe a problem with this scene, not much of it, but a little thing to point out. Okay, so Mackie, he's talking to Gordon and Bullock, and essentially Mackie, Corey from That's So Raven, he's that's the first thing I noticed in this scene particularly. Oh yeah, that's Corey from That's So Raven. He's grown up. Oh, look at him.
Is Mackie the same guy that gets beat up with the phone book? Who gets beat up with the phone book?
No, that's the guy selling the drug.
Oh my God! Why did I think it was freaking Mackie? I'm stupid.
Yeah. I'm gonna be really surprised if that's not Corey. I'm like 90% sure it's Corey. Anyway, because he sounds like him too. I don't know. Anyway, so the kid essentially spills his guts and he's telling the truth. We know he's telling the truth because we saw it happen. Mm-hmm. And this might be just. Bullock then yells at the kid, tell me the truth, and basically says, look, I'll show you a little mark in the back of my neck. That's just skin rash as far as I'm concerned, buddy. Tell me the truth. You shot the bum, didn't you? Because again, Bullock's just trying. One could say Bullock's just trying to close the case too quickly, but Bullock, we find out from Bullock, is his interrogation method.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me something I can use, kid. Basically says, no, cat's the whole thing. And Gordon interjects and he says, no, he's not going to. Basically, Bullock said, I will beat you right here and now, boy. and Gordon,
so Bullock still, he's not using a phone book just yet, but he's still pretty damn intimidating.
Yeah, blatant threat. So again, moving on to the corruption here. The guy, it's so corrupt there. First of all, they got a giant holding cell right in the middle of the place. It's artistically, I never noticed this until this episode. The crime in Gotham is so bad, they have a huge holding cell that takes up half the police station.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, and it's right in the center of the bullpen, which is unheard of in an actual police station.
Right, exactly.
That's why we have scenes like, the guy taking the gun on the pilot. Anyway, so the point is, like, it's so, like, Bullock is literally threatening a kid so loud and, like, threatening him right in front of a whole bunch of police officers. No one cares.
No, of course no one cares. I mean,
Same thing later on with the phone book. No one cares. Just going about their business. That's literally said in the scene right here we're talking about. So anyway, so Gordon interjects because obviously he doesn't want to beat the kid, and I'm thinking my issue with this scene is Bullock. You can tell the kid's telling the truth. You're a good cop. I mean, you're smart enough. You're a smart enough cop to know this kid's spilling his guts. You can tell the fear on his face. He's telling the truth. But that's the only issue I really had with it. But it's an interrogation method, which I get that. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was making sure you're still there. Yeah. Anyway, so. Right. Anyway, so basically Gordon says, no one's going to beat you, kid. Just he doesn't get the information. He doesn't find out who Selina Kyle is yet because Bullock takes him aside. And anyway, he says, listen, the kid was about to crack. I wasn't actually going to beat him, but you should know I could beat him if I wanted to because no one cares. I love that. Again, Bullock's trying to prove a point with Gordon. It's interesting that Bullock's still trying to kind of smooth Gordon over because he sees hope that, Gordon killed the Penguin, so basically now he's on the way of being completely on my side, being my underling now.
Yeah, but of course that's all false pretenses, so very interesting sort of balancing act going on there. Mm.
Oh, yeah. So I like how Bullock is now kind of reverse Gordoning Gordon. He's trying to...
Breaking Gordon.
I would love to see that show.
Oh, my God. Would you? Would you if Gordon actually turned evil?
No. Actually, no. I'm saying breaking.
I'm just saying, yeah, because it's like I'm saying, like that's like your iconic character right there.
No, I'm kidding.
All right, Jim. This time you're really getting into the corruption. We're not gonna let.
No, Batman. No. I am the danger.
Oh no.
Anyway, forget the whole breaking Gordon thing. Anyway, so the point is
now I want to make that a Halloween sketch.
No. Anyways, the point is Gordon Bullock is
trying for it and everything.
Instead of Gordon trying to change Bullock in the system and trying to show him the right way does work, Bullock's trying to say, hey, look, you took a step into our direction, so just keep following that. So again, he's trying to take this new kid under his wing, which is kind of an interesting perspective, and knowing where the series is eventually going to turn, hopefully, of Gordon turning Bullock in the end. That's an interesting direction they're starting to go with this episode. Right. That's something I want to see pay off. Anyway, so the point is, they get into a little shoving match. get into a little shoving match, and essentially Bullock, I guess the term's rack some other guy. He kicks him in the bells. Hey, watch the suit. Hey, watch the suit. And that's such a Bullock move. Again, that just epitomizes visually. The GCPD are so corrupt they're not afraid of playing dirty. Fighting dirty. Anyway, the point is, I want to say the real reason Bullock does is to show the kid, hey, I'm hitting someone. Be afraid of me. Be afraid of me. Tell me the truth. Which I'm going to assume that's why he did it. But I wouldn't be too surprised otherwise.
Sure,
Anyway, so that's where that scene ends, just him racking the guy, and we are with our aquatic-themed friend.
Oh boy. And you notice I have a salmon pink-colored shirt on? That's not by accident. Oh yeah, because penguins eat fish. Oh yes.
They do, especially if they're Danny DeVito penguins.
Oh God, yes. Well, I know it's interesting because I feel like what we have here... Captain Logan loves that sandwich.
Well, Captain Logan always likes sandwiches. Seriously, he does. If you ever watch the Arkham Asylum movie, he does enjoy sandwiches.
But he's really gotten a kick out of like, you killed a guy for a sandwich,
which is awesome. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, so back to where we stand now. So we're 9 miles from Gotham.
Yeah. And
I gotta tell you, I don't know. I think they might digitally manipulate something here. Believe it or not, I could be crazy. I gotta recheck the first episode. I thought it said 39 miles.
Interesting.
And I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong there. I'm saying I distinctly remember like a 3. It might have been a trick or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 9 miles away from Gotham, we see Penguin limping down the way.
And then, so he's hitchhiking, and then someone comes to his aid. But then they start kind of messing with him because they start kind of, as soon as he's about to open the door, they peel away, and they do this about 2 or 3 times. It really starts to get under the penguin's skin. And so he gets in, and we are with the most fratty people in the series so far.
Which I gotta say, with these fratty guys here, I think there's actually an interesting thing going on under the surface here that we're getting a class message in this episode of, we got the lower class guys on the street like Selina Kyle and her friends.
Mm-hmm.
The kids of Gotham, and we have like the high society kids of Gotham with Bruce Wayne in the middle there, kind of like he's the actual like the more well-rounded high society kid. But this is like a high society spoiled frat kid doing douchey things.
And we definitely got some hints of just how shady these people actually are at the end of the episode that we'll talk about.
But we see just how much more soul and class the underclass has, opposed to the upper class with these douchey frat kids. Which I'm sorry, they're really douchey. I'm not. I should feel sorrier that I should feel more sorry that they get killed, but I don't.
They're passive-aggressive douches, which is the worst kind of douche.
The thing is, I kind of see that they're... The thing is, I kind of see why they're not exactly worth killing, but not by much. It's basically...
Well, I mean, come on, we're dealing with a guy who killed a guy for a sandwich, so at this point,
exactly.
like, talking about worth in killing, it's kind of off the table.
But I mean, like, the point is, like, I kind of see them, they're friendly messing with him, but they're going too far because they think they can get away with anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Like, if they did the thing once and laughed about it, that's one thing. But they did it like 3 times, like, slowing the car down before they got in, just to see him walk, which is cruel. And then the other thing is basically the thing. I think I'll accept the car thing. It's a little douchey, but I'll accept it. But the thing just makes me think, oh, that's just mean. They make fun of his smell, ask him to open the window, then they spray him with the aerosol can. Oh man, that's mean. You just tell him you're gonna spray.
Yeah.
Like tell him you're gonna spray with the thing. Just to, I don't know. Like offer him the spray can or something. Yeah, that's mean. Just spray him. Like, almost in the face too. Like you caught him by surprise, almost in the face. That's mean.
I do like the Penguin's react. I do like how he words his reaction, where he's basically just like, "Oh, it's a temporary setback, I assure you."
That's very. Like I said, I love his vocabulary. Is really nice. He's very well spoken. He's a well spoken penguin.
Yeah.
And it does sound not exactly Danny DeVito, but it sounds more like kind of animated series penguin, which kind of feeds into that cartoony vibe of the show in a good way though. Which I like. It also just signals, kind of similar to our villains at the beginning of this episode, how not just cartoony, but really off, like scary. Like, oh man, the penguin's really well spoken, and just talking to these frat kids and well spoken, this means he's a little off.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. This penguin has that kind of quirk about him. He's a real classy guy.
Yeah, for sure. And and in society, sometimes when you don't speak the way other people speak, it kind of gets you a little isolated. Yeah, speaking about personal experiences here.
Yeah. When you walk, you look kind of like a penguin. No one's ever told me that before. Hands him a beer. He handed him a beer, too. Handed him a nice cold beer.
One nice moment.
Yep, handed him a nice cold beer, and then
the penguin starts just going on this speech about like, but I got picked up and I'm sipping a nice cold beer with my new friends.
Yep, it was my fault. I was excommunicated, but I know what I've done wrong, and I'm coming back, and I'm in here now, and I'm sharing with you I'm sharing a nice cold beer with you fine gentlemen. Smashes
the thing. Goes south when the Marty McFly moment happens.
If you're gonna have a Marty McFly moment as a running gag, this is the way to do it, though.
Well, well, to be fair, they didn't call him a penguin. They insulted his body mannerisms, which I think is a little worse than just we're gonna call you a nickname.
Yeah. Yeah, when you walk, you look kind of like a penguin. No one's ever told me that before. Smashes the bottle, kind of Joker Red Hood style.
Oh yeah.
Kills the guy. We don't even see the damage. Just stabs the guy in the blood.
No, it cuts off like really fast.
And then the other guy's freaking out. Oh boy, that is awesome. Man,
that's
the
what
direction there.
Credits, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I want to say so. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Okay.
it's funny. Just talking about Penguin and Fish Mooney real quick here. He's kind of picked up that quirk from Fish Mooney. That maybe working under Fish Mooney is giving kind of that turn on a dime thing. So maybe he inherited a little bit of that from Fish Mooney.
Yeah, I could totally see that for sure. We definitely get a lot more of that this episode. So,
Penguin's mom has some feelings about that. About Fish Mooney.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue forward. Yeah, take us to yes, kapoop.
Okay, so
So we're in Essen's office.
Yeah, we're in Essen's office, and let's see, what are they talking about? They're just sort of talking about the missing kids, right, and how it can't get out.
Yeah. Before that, though, something important happens. Something Captain Logan and the gang talk to Lynx about. Yeah, Essen's blatantly corrupt, which is new for her character. I want to tell you.
Okay. I'm not familiar with the character, so.
Well, I'm saying from the comics, not the first episode. First episode, pretty much nothing contradicting in the first episode, but
right.
The point is, Essen in the comics, and again, just judging from this episode, I really doubt they're going to go the comics route in this. She has a very important role in Batman comics. Actually, she in year one, she is the object of Gordon's desire because Gordon has an affair with her.
Oh, okay. Oh,
when Barbara is pregnant with his child, and he has an affair with Sarah Essen. And Sarah Essen, again, I don't want to slight the actress here. I'm just saying, comics Essen is much more attractive than this Essen. I'm sorry.
I hear you.
Again, I don't want to be harsh to her. It's just the direction they're going with this actress. She's overtly corrupt. Basically, she says, "Well, legally, you're asking me." Gordon says, "You're asking me to break the law." Says, "No, I'm not asking you." No, it was like the bit where I'm trying to think. I don't think it was about not telling the press. It was something else though. She was asking him to break the law about. Like basically, Bullock said he won't do it, and then Gordon says, "He's asking me to break the law." Says Gordon, you either bend in this city or you get broken, which is an important life lesson for years later when Gordon will be working with Batman. By the way.
Sure.
That's some nice seating in right there. That's a good one.
Definitely.
Just telling him he's gonna, if you don't bend in this city a little, you're gonna get broke.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so with that, essentially, she's asking Gordon to break the law, but indirectly, she's asking to break the law, which is blatantly corrupt for Essen. Which in the comics, she was a good cop. Gordon fell in love with her, and eventually, she would, for a brief period, she would become police commissioner. Actually,
really? Okay.
Well, I mean, right now she's captain, so the question is whether.
Sure. Yeah.
I assume there's a Commissioner Loeb still in the picture. I don't know that for certain. The point is, she's directly, she's aware of the corruption. She has a really good line. The line that signal that she's really corrupt was, Bullock, I thought you said he was with the program. He is. It's not saying exactly what transpired, but she's fully aware of the corruption. There's no hope for Essen, is what I'm saying, and that's why I doubt there's going to be a relationship between her and Gordon, just from these two episodes.
Interesting. Okay.
Which is kind of a letdown, but really not. I can't really imagine these two together.
Yeah, well, I made the point last week, this is kind of like you're getting what I've been experiencing with The Walking Dead, which is sort of like an alternate history sort of Batman where, they're doing certain things accurately and then they're changing other things around. And so it's a very interesting way to do adaptations, I must say. So I really like it. I think it's worked out fantastically well on The Walking Dead for the 4 seasons they've done. I think it's worked out here, too.
I'm going to tell you that I'm not too sad to see it go, because in the comics, I was never too crazy about Gordon having an affair anyway, but it's fine, yeah.
I guess, yeah, it kind of does take away from his,
I mean, they made...
heroism.
Yeah, the point in the comic was that Gordon had an affair, but he instantly regretted, and he came clean with it to Barbara, and the point is that he was not corrupt in the fact that he kept a big secret like that from his wife. He was straightforward. That was the point of it. And, it's still just the fact that Gordon's such a good guy. You don't want to make him cheat on his wife.
Exactly.
Anyway, so it's fine. I don't mind that they
lost. I don't know after her actions this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
I got you. We'll get to that. I'm just saying the last thing to say on Essen.
I'm not saying it wasn't a good decision in terms of, it made me like her character more. But
we'll get to it. Let's see it in first. Let's see it in first. The point is, we start seeing it in the scene actually. So, but the last thing on SN real quick is that, so yeah, whether you're going to make him romantically involved or not, still, I kind of would have liked her to be a kind of a good cop, or at least a little more morally ambiguous, but no, she's completely corrupt.
Mm-hmm. Right,
So,
right.
and, like, she's literally asking, I thought Gordon was part of the program. That just signals, there's absolutely no hope for SN.
Nope.
Anyways, I'd be surprised if I was wrong, but I don't know. And anyway, so we find out in this scene, they do a little bit of exposition there, pointing out, okay, we got, essentially, we're at a leads. We're at a leads, and this is we're at a leads. We're hearing from the kid that some kids have been kidnapped, and then you want to take it? Which character comes in at this point?
Dexter Morgan comes in because that's the total vibe I was getting.
I gotta tell you something. Actually, someone on the Geevolution Gotham discussions, they had a really really good idea. What if you made the Riddler Dexter Morgan? Which I gotta admit, looking at this, it's kind of a missed opportunity. But you know, we live with what we get, though. Maybe they'll do something cool with it.
My problem with the Riddler is not his depiction, because I really like it. I was a bit more critical of it the last episode. I thought it was a little more... I thought it was too over the top last episode, where he was just like, hey, I'm telling you all these riddles. Don't you get it? I like riddles. Oh, yeah, riddles. I thought... hold on. This one, I thought it was... They definitely dialed down the riddle thing and kind of just made it more where he's just got sort of a quizzical personality to him. Yeah. And I like that because it's not as over the top as they presented in the pilot. I think there's a little bit of pilot-itis with that.
Yeah, I guess they're scaling it back now because they realized that. But also, I'm just saying, I don't mind that they didn't go Dexter Morgan. I'm just saying, just thinking about that, man, that would have been such a cooler way to go. But we'll see what they do with this way, though. They might have some plans for this guy.
Yeah, my issue is that he only kind of just pops up once per episode. It's like, hey!
Well, again, it's a procedural thing where you have like a Hodges type character. That's what they do.
Right, yeah.
Like they're in every episode providing some exposition. That's exactly what the Riddler does. He provides some exposition. Basically, let's see. His exposition is the ATP clue. Essentially, he identified the drug that was used on the kids, and I guess they obtained a sample from Mackie, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if the murder. They took not the murder weapon. They took the drugging weapon with them, I guess. So I guess they got a sample from Mackie.
Yeah.
Anyways, the point is he studied ATP, which is an Arkham chemical. The chemical used in Arkham Asylum.
First Arkham drop.
I love just Riddler talking about Arkham because we know what's going to happen with that guy. Basically saying it's used to bring down. I love how he says the line too. It's used to take down their bigger problem patients or something along those lines.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah.
Which is cool, and here's something that's interesting. Again, making me think. Again, I just want to reiterate this. They don't have to go Dexter Morgan, but just the fact that there's something off about Riddler. There's just something off about a lot of these characters have been introduced so far. And the thing about Riddler is that they're starting to see like he's sticking around a little more, looking for adulation, I think.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. It's just so awkward. It's so realistic, too.
Yeah, he's just... It's like a bit of an antisocial Riddler, but more importantly, what I think it is...
Oh, yeah.
But here, this prediction here, foreshadowing, is that Riddler, he wants more. Basically, all Essence said was thank you. But I'm thinking Riddler, he wants more. That's going to lead him to like a big ego he has as the Riddler.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I think he takes his job way more seriously than everyone else takes his position. Yeah. And I think that's kind of this whole character. I just wish we'd see it more. I wish we'd develop it a little bit more.
Well, we'll see. There'll be more episodes.
Yeah. Hopefully, maybe in Arkham Asylum we'll see him a little bit more because episode 4 is it's just called Arkham, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna call this real quick right now. So it'd be cool if our cops, we got a band of cops together, maybe even just to help out. Maybe Montoya, work just the fixer. That if they put Montoya in there along with Riddler, basically put a bunch of our hero guys trapped in Arkham Asylum.
Oh yeah, that could be
working together. So Riddler would be helping out on the scene.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, I like that.
Like Gordon Bullock and Riddler trapped in a room together, son. You know. I don't know.
Anyway. Hell yes. Oh, give me that episode. I am
okay. So let's give you this. Anyway, Nigma gives him the big clue, the ATP clue, which is chemical to look for now.
By the way, I'm surprised you haven't mentioned this yet, but we're definitely getting a lot of a lot of substance in terms of developing the pill plot line that was introduced in the pilot.
What do you mean?
I kind of assume that this drug and the pill in the pilot is the same thing.
Well, I'm not exactly sure. I'm just saying this they didn't really say they dipped it in something. I didn't figure it was a pill, but it could be. I don't know. It's a fact that it was like it dipped on the pin. I assumed it wasn't. It could all. You could be right. I'm saying.
I picked up on that. Well, at the very least, they're definitely playing with the idea of drugs and chemical substances and everything.
So you got a great point, Tiki. So it's all entirely possible that our guy distributing the chemicals, the chemical from Arkham here, most possibly could be also distributing the pills and/or this drug. In fact, was the pills, just in a different form. But you're entirely
right. Sure.
Entirely possible. I'm still kind of rooting for. I mean,
everyone comes in pill form, so it's like
True. I'm still rooting for a Mad Hatter type thing, or we're gonna get more like definite explanation when we get to Arkham.
Okay, I am rooting for the Mad Hatter, but I must say the character that they did introduce in regards to the drugs was pretty damn creepy on its own. So
anyway, we'll see. Anyway, continuing. Last thing in the scene is that Essen. You're right, Dave. So Essen says, basically no press on this in Gordon's thing, so you don't want to alert the people.
Mm-hmm.
People think someone's kidnapping children. Since someone is kidnapping children.
Oh yeah.
But again, Gordon, excellent point. You want to warn people, right. But they don't want to they want to save face in front of the public, I guess, because people don't trust cops. I wonder why. In Gotham. So Essen says, Essen specifically says no press. Don't go to the papers with this. Don't tell no one.
Oh yeah.
Which is going to
we know where that's going to lead.
Oh yeah. Also, big thing revealed in this scene. Big thing.
Yeah.
Arkham Asylum has been closed for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. For
sure. Okay, so let's see. Then the next thing we get. Where are we next?
We're at Fish Mooney's place, because they also mentioned hey.
Okay, yeah.
Basically says, well, we have no leads, and what we usually do is this happened around Fish Mooney's turf. And they'll get some answers that way. She's still mad at us because she tried to kill us last time. Saying, I don't know. Good luck.
Oh, I love this character. I really do. I think,
you mean Fish Mooney, right?
Yeah. I think this is a home run of a character in terms of just I really do feel like this is like if Walking Dead had Daryl Dixon, which is, a new character that they brought into The Walking Dead, this is The Walking Dead's Daryl Dixon, because this character really brings a lot of life to the show.
I'm expecting her to have an awesome death this first season.
Yeah, sadly, just by the show's very nature, she's only gonna have, a short arc.
I'm expecting it to be a cool one, though, because how do you not have a cool death for a character like this?
Yeah, well, I'll definitely enjoy her while we've got her. So, So let's see. So she is trying out a band. What is it? It's like a heavy metal band, right? Or
yeah, it's again the time period for this whole thing's a little mixed, which isn't a bad thing. It's just they're keeping it ambiguous, but still keeping it mixed. I want to say this: the transition music for this episode, the music problem was a lot better. So there's no crappy transition music. I want to make that point.
I do think the transitions kind of. I thought they started to get a little bit repetitive, where it's CGI backdrop, backdrop.
Well, when you say CGI backdrop, do you just mean the city tops, city rooftops?
Yeah. I mean when they pan across the rooftops and it's all CG.
I don't know. I'd take that over crappy heavy metal music playing over every scene any day.
Well, I'll give you that.
I'm not. By the way, I want to say I'm not knocking heavy metal music. I'm just saying when you have in a cop show or something just. Over every transition, you don't need every transition to be like that. When it's especially in Gotham, it seems a little unnecessary.
Yeah, for sure.
The point is, they have the heavy metal music in inappropriate place. That's all I'm saying, folks. So heavy metal people, don't kill me, please.
Okay,
anyway,
so
she's testing out.
She's testing out a band. She's really into it. I really love the element of her character where she gets really into her own acts.
and a surprise guest comes by.
Oh yes, Ooh, Mr.
The coolest character.
What do you think? We didn't address the the name change. What do you think of it? How much does it bother you?
To be honest with you, it's like I don't know what's about Batman. Sometimes people just change character names for the heck of it. Like, Raish and Raj, that's a whole debate in itself.
Yeah,
Technically,
right.
I'm sure it's still spelled Falcone with an E at the end, but it's like it's pronounced Falcone.
I'm sure it still has an E at the end, yeah.
It's always, like, and some people say in his first appearance in, like, Long Halloween, it's intended to be Falcone, but it's up in the air. It doesn't really, I don't think it really matters.
I think people are making way too big of a deal out of it and all.
Yeah, it's just, that's the way they pronounce it, so look, fact is, folks, I'm not going to change the way I say it. I might say Falcone now and again, but I'm going to say Falcone about 80% of the time, so. That's because that's how I know him. It's like how I say Raish instead of Raz, it's...
My theory on why they changed it is I think they wanted to differentiate the sounds between the names of Falcone and Maroni. You know what I mean?
Maybe
I
that,
think they
but
didn't
also...
want to have two E's.
Yeah, a bit of that, but also maybe just a bit of making him sound kind of more threatening Italian.
Falcone. Yeah. It's kind of like Falcon, but proper. Falcone.
I think like ice cream. I'm thinking like he's not... every time I hear the cone, I keep thinking ice cream.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It'd be hilarious if Falcone was it's just to intimidate someone, to intimidate fishermen with an ice cream truck. This is ridiculous, man. I'm not seriously suggesting this. If an ice cream truck just came around, basically Falcone was just sitting there like tipping the hat to her, like saying, "Hiya, fish. How's it going?"
Just licking an ice cream cone.
Pretty much like Pie from Spider-Man 3, pretty much. How's the ice cream, Carmine? So good. Anyway, sorry.
It is so good, fish.
Anyway, so silly. Anyway, so the awesome villain so far, pretty much the best villain we got in here so far. As good as Mooney is, I love Falcone, I really do. Falcone comes in. He basically he wants to have a little chat with Mooney. He says, "You want me to clear the place out? Let me clear the place out." He says, "No, I don't want to take away business."
No need. Yeah.
Yeah, no need. He sits down. Oh man, everyone's right about this guy. This guy's a huge hit so far with the fans. Every line he says is just awesome and intimidating, and you love hearing this guy. This hearing the voice.
Like I still kind of compare him to Linderman from Heroes, except instead of like freaking teasing him out the whole season and then killing him one episode into him actually appearing. Spoiler alert for Heroes season 1. Instead of teasing him out, we're getting him like right away, but he's still got that Linderman quality of just being like really philosophical about what he wants to do with the city, but going about it in all the wrong directions, and he's just got his entire worldview just twisted. Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
They've always gotten good people to play Falcone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they got Tom Wilkinson Begins. They got Alex Rocco.
Tom Wilkinson, yeah, for sure.
They've got anAlex Rocco to play him in Year One, who's a good mob actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you got this guy. I don't know this guy's name, but he's really offhand. I mentioned him in the first episode. I forgot the guy's name, but he's really good. He's played a lot of mob bosses in his time.
Yeah, well, he definitely fits, and I think it's very interesting how they start setting up Maroni. Like, if anything, Maroni is going to be our Linderman. Like, I think Maroni is going to be the person where we are going to be teased of his appearance.
Well, something to mention about
or I could be wrong. He could show up in episode 3, and that theory could go out the window. So,
well, I don't think they're going to hold off that long on Maroni. But something to mention about Maroni is actually he's played by a Dexter actor. Actually, he's played by David Zayas. Yeah, he's played by Angel Batista.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, me and my ex-girlfriend made a Facebook page that was just called Angel Batista Sucks.
That just fills me with hope.
Angel. Oh God.
Anyway.
But Maria! I'm sorry, I can't take that seriously.
Don't do that here. We're talking about the Gotham. Don't do that now.
Solve our relationship problems, Maria. Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah, enough.
Okay, but I'm excited. Seriously, though, I'm excited to see him. I'm excited. Okay.
Because remember, from what I hear, they are going to introduce Harvey Dent in this show, and he's the guy that he does the deed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So if they're going to introduce Harvey Dent, that means he's going to be older than Bruce Wayne significantly, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, he could be just a. He might just be a teenage kid in law school.
I hope not. I hope
I don't know
not.
what they're gonna do, but I think they might have a parallel. Like Gordon might mentor the kid because his father was a
Because
DA. I'm not sure.
I kind of think like it's already sort of a problem with this show, like how Bruce Wayne is sort of off to the side of everything else.
Well, let me say it's not concrete that he's going to be in the show. It's rumored that he's going to be in the show. Let me just say that.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
But
Anyway.
I'm just saying like if you're having like another storyline with another kid just going through a different thing, I'm like, we have Bruce Wayne as sort of the central kid character, and then I think once him and Selina Kyle start sort of interacting more, Bruce Wayne will get more into the overall sort of arcs of the stories. And
something real quick to bear in mind, just because I guess this kind of goes with predictions. Well, if they do introduce Harvey Dent, remember Harvey Dent had an abusive father, and maybe they have him and Bruce be friends.
Okay, yeah, good point. All right, I can see that.
Anyway, let's see.
Kind of like how they sort of established the relationship between Harry and Peter in Amazing Spider-Man 2 a little bit.
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah, I see that. I like that.
Anyway, so let's see. So anyway, we had a really cool conversation between Mooney and Falcone. Essentially, I forget the awesome line he had, but essentially he says something along the lines of dead men tell the truth before they die. Essentially, I'm butchering it. He says it so much better than I.
Dead men tell no tales.
That's it. That's the line. Dead men tell no tales.
Wait, is that seriously the line?
Oh,
That's
no, it's
fucking straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, I'm sorry. No, he doesn't say dead men tell no tales. He says dead men tell he says something similar to that. I feel bad. I didn't write it down.
Uh-huh.
But he says something similar to that. It's really cool, really intimidating. Basically saying, I know what Penguin said in Penguin. He literally says, well, he had Cobblepot before he died.
I think he said something along the lines of, it's good advice to listen to the words of a dead man.
Yeah, that's it.
Like that.
Of a dying man, or the pleas of a the pleas of a dying man.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Something along those lines. That sounds really right to me. Anyway, so he says that essentially. So Penguin, he found out literally again. Kudos to the Penguin saying it verbatim. Just if he's going to go at, he's going to screw over Fish Mooney, because he said he basically said you called me old and soft, and that I was going, I was getting old and soft, and there was a war coming. You were going to snatch my territory, which in itself is really intimidating. And also, I should mention, there was a little waiter guy pouring some wine, to Fish Mooney particularly, and I love how Falcone picked up on this. And just with the eyes, you can tell in the eyes, he just looks up at the kid, and oh, it's so great, it's so brilliant to me. He looks at the kid.
Yeah.
He looks at the waiter kid, and the waiter goes off. And anyway, so he's talking to Fish Mooney. Fish Mooney basically says, and again, kudos to Jada Pinkett Smith. She kind of sells this. And the point, it's a little ambiguous, but Falcone believes what Cobblepot said. Basically, she says, listen, Don Falcone, I would never, ever say that. She's really convincing. I got to give her that. I wouldn't trust her at all, mind you, but she's convincing. And Falcone, we know Falcone doesn't trust her, but he has to put her mind at ease, at least for the moment. Basically saying, well, I guess there's some men will say anything before they're about to die. Basically saying, yeah, it's just the prattlings of a dead man.
Hello? Oh no.
The lies of a dead man.
Okay, yeah. Broken out for just a second.
Just making sure you're still. Right.
Very good.
Yeah,
you're kind of cutting in and out. Just
you heard it though, right?
But it's fine. Should be fine. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, basically,
okay,
so things have. Yeah, go ahead. What happens next? So then Falcone wants to talk about her and her new boy toy.
Well, yeah, it's just like, well, let's talk about
it's really
how's your sex life? So how's your sex life, huh?
Okay, not that way. Basically, so how
anyway,
are you?
How your sex life? I wish it was that way.
Okay. Anyway, so
okay, I'm sorry.
So Falcone says, "Oh, well, enough business then. How are you? How are things? Have you found someone special?" Basically saying, "No, me. I've had my heart broken many times." Saying, Basically, Falcone knows there's
For
someone
that
special.
nonsense. I like that line.
What I'm
I
wondering here
like
is,
that line. I've had my heart broken too many times for that sort of nonsense. That's that. Like Fish Mooney is 2 episodes in, and that's like a classic Fish Mooney line right there.
oh yeah. Also, I'm wondering if Penguin, in fact, I'm wondering if Falcone knew from the get-go because Penguin told him who the guy was.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. That's entirely possible. However, I want to think that Falcone is so perceptive he picked it up. That's what I want to. That's what I'm voting for.
Mm-hmm.
Either way works. So the point is, Falcone calls the boy over and he says an awesome line. He says, "Son, what is your name, son?" He says,
Laszlo.
Yeah, Laszlo.
Laszlo.
Yeah, it's an homage to, I believe, it's an homage to the Humphrey Bogart movie, Casablanca.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. That is
Victor Laszlo, I think.
Right. Oh my God, you are right. Holy crap! I didn't.
If not Casablanca, then Multi-Swing. I'm pretty sure it's Casablanca.
No, it's definitely Casablanca.
Yeah,
definitely Casablanca.
Anyway, so
Wow.
little homage.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Little homage to Victor Laszlo there. Anyway, so basically says, take care of this one. Do not.
And
break
it's in
her
a
heart.
nightclub. It's in a nightclub. There
which
we
is
go.
awesome.
There we go.
Basically says, if you break her heart, you break my heart. He says, I won't do that. I'll
you don't get on that plane, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, and for the rest of your life.
Anyway. So the point is, then the base says, yes, sir, I promise you. Yeah, I promise you, sir. And this is good. Then basically he's like, I don't forget if he snaps his fingers or not. Basically, the guys come over.
I think what he does is he just kind of gives a little, like a tiny little gesture with his head.
Yeah.
Sort of just like.
Oh yeah, that's so intimidating. He just does that, and his men are trained to do this. Basically, they take the guy in the middle of the restaurant, in the middle of the club,
right in the middle of the frickin' show floor, practically.
They beat the crap out of the guy. Again, Gotham's so corrupt, people don't really look twice at this.
It's just like, okay, whatever.
It's not even just the club.
Average Wednesday at Fish Mooney's place.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even just the city. It's the club. This is probably an average going on at the club.
It's probably an average going on at the damn grocery store.
Probably. Anyway, so the guy gets the crap beaten out of him, like he gets kicked in the stomach a few times, punched. Anyway, so then Falcone said, oh, he has a really creepy line. I think I wrote this one down. Let me look here. Oh, I should mention, this is important. Before they stop talking business, they mentioned that Falcone mentions that with the Waynes gone, because the Waynes were a big pillar of the city, which raises an important question. Do you think the Waynes were corrupt or not?
Oh, that is a good question. Yeah.
All he said was that the Waynes were a pillar of the city, and he also said, he was friends with Thomas Wayne, and we understood each other.
Sure. With this, I don't know. That's really interesting.
I should mention, actually, in the comics, Thomas Wayne does have ties to Falcone.
Okay.
In the comics, essentially, all that happened, it's not much, mind you, but all that happened was that Thomas Wayne was contacted by Falcone. I think it's Falcone, but it might have been I think it's Falcone's father. Someone in the Falcone crime family was shot, and Thomas Wayne helped him.
Right.
Took the bullet out of him.
Operated on him?
Yes, yeah, took the bullet out of him. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all they really had in the comics, and that's why Falcone was always a little nicer to Bruce Wayne.
I mean, going by this show, they are kind of going out of their way to put dark edges on all the characters, so I wouldn't put it past this show. I'll leave it at that, I guess.
Now, here's the thing. I don't think that, personally, again, they're kind of going different directions with Alfred and things. In this case, but and Sarah Essen, so I'm not sure if they're going to go completely squeaky clean with the Waynes, but I'd be surprised if they did, because that's something I'm not used to. But what I think they're going with, the classic way to go with, at least in my opinion, is that they know of each other. He knows that Falcone's dirty, and like to steer clear of him. Basically, they respected each other to a degree. Sure.
That's pretty much what I got out of it.
That's what.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm expecting. The point is, there is a power vacuum in the Wayne and the Falcone. Remember, Falcone mentions order, and you need order to have organized crime.
What if it just turns into a Bates Motel spinoff and Dylan Massett just comes in to fill the power vacuum? And Romero's there, and he's like, Dylan, I know we need you back in White Pine Bay, but there's an even bigger vacuum to fill.
Here's the bat suit.
Kid, go home. You're not needed here anymore.
And that's why Norman Bates is an only child.
Oh God.
Anyway,
so that just happened.
Point is, when Falcone says, you need order to have organized crime, maybe he means by that the Waynes were the order in the city and Falcone was the organized crime, and that's the relationship they had.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Wayne knew about this, and the point is after Wayne died, Falcone took over, which makes me, if that's the case, makes me think more so that Falcone did not kill the Waynes, because he needed them.
Yeah, I don't think Falcone killed the Waynes. That didn't cross my mind.
I'm just saying some people still think that Falcone was lying about it, but I don't buy it.
Okay.
Anyway, so the point is basically there's a power vacuum, and then they mention the Maroney threat, as you said, basically, and then Mooney says, well, you're not losing sleep over a guy like Maroney, because Maroney's like a number 2 guy in the city, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm now 10 times more excited about Maroney now that he's a recognizable actor to me.
And
oh God.
Remember the Falcone is saying the big thing to remember is that Penguin said there is a war coming in Gotham. Essentially, now Maroney is actually getting old and soft. Now Falcone's worried about Mooney and he's worried about Maroney. So there are things coming that he's going to have to worry about. There is a big. You're absolutely right, T. There is a power vacuum in Gotham now.
Yes, for sure.
And of course, the other power rising is Bruce Wayne. To a degree, man. And anyway, so basically, Falcone leaves and he kisses her hand, basically saying, "I'm glad we had this chat." Oh yeah, I remember. He says he thanks her for her honesty as he kisses her hand and he leaves. Awesome guy, love Falcone. He leaves. Wish a few more seconds passed because it sounds awful close when she says his name.
I know, yeah.
She has. You take it from here, Tiki. What does she do?
Oh, she just has a massive freak out and just yells, "Everyone out!"
First of all, she just says, "Out!" Everyone's looking around. Well, everybody out!
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, you might want to wait, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, give it a good minute or so before he's out of the building.
I hear the door close at least,
Right.
Anyways, the point is, again, that's Fish Moon turning on a dime there. It's a really tense scene. Basically, he's relieving a lot of that tension and anger.
Oh yeah, it was good, for sure.
Okay.
Alright, so
take us to our next scene.
What is our next scene?
Penguin's mommy.
Oh God. Okay, so we are in a very eccentric looking apartment with a very eccentric woman, and I'm sorry, but I couldn't even concentrate on anything else in the scene besides the whole thing. It is couple poot. I just thought that was so adorable. But anyways, we're basically just getting a little bit of exposition about the Penguin.
By the way, it's on the highlight real quick. She's played by a really good actress, Carol Kane.
Carol Kane, what's she been in?
She was in Taxi. She does a lot of bit parts. She's been on Seinfeld. She's been around for a while.
Okay, cool. There, yeah. Nice.
She's an old school actress. She's good.
Mm-hmm. And so basically, we just get some information about the Penguin. He's very timid. He's very, very easily manipulated.
She's a loving mother. She loves her son. And here's the important part. With the kaput pot. She is with that, I gotta mention, I looked at some casting lists and stuff, and basically when they have your name and it's spelled out differently, I was starting to get an inkling that, so they're making the Cobblepots an immigrant family. That's interesting.
Right.
And
right.
I do think that's an interesting direction to go, and I like how they really cemented that here. How they immigrated to Gotham under the name Kabut, and Penguin just turned that into kind of like a mob working name, like Cobblepot.
Yeah, really good stuff.
And it reminds me a lot of The Godfather.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Corleone, like Vito from Corleone, Vito Andolini become Vito Corleone because it's a little mistake there. It's a neat thing. I was surprised. I was expecting like a psychotically demented mother for Penguin, but no, she was like a sweet, loving mother.
No, no, not at all. Oh,
What?
God. Oh, I just said not at all. She was not psychotic in the least.
Oh no, she was sweet and lovable. I liked her. I can't wait to see her back. And the point is, like, she's saying Penguin comes home every night. He's a loving son, and I like how, however, she does have a defensive side too. Basically saying, well, it's probably with the woman. She doesn't say it exactly, but I think she means Fish Mooney.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, basically says,
I mean, you gotta think a woman like this like knows what her son does for a living. You know what I mean? So.
And it's kind of neat to think that Penguin, maybe he got into the mob because he wanted to have a good life for his mother, and he needed money to do that, and that's right why he's going into the mob. There's a little bit of a family connection there.
For sure.
And also, another important thing, speaking of mother, because remember, Mooney has that line in the first episode saying, I've been like a mother to you.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly.
So, that's some interesting stuff to play with there.
Okay.
I'm surprised Mooney hasn't gone after his mom yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, we definitely need to see those two on screen together, for sure. For sure.
We'll see. Anyway, also, we should mention the reason we're at that place is because Chris Allen and Renee Montoya visit Mrs. Kapupa. And essentially, they're looking into the Penguin's disappearance. And they're asked, like, anyone, know any enemies of your son? Like, well, it's probably a woman. He's such a good-looking boy. Look at him. Anyway, now here's, again, Montoya. I had a big revelation in this moment here about Montoya. It fills me with fear.
Oh, so it's a bad revelation.
Yeah, okay, it's a bad prediction. I don't want this to happen. I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, we see, again, Montoya once again is the worst part of the episode for me. Again, I hate saying that because we all love Montoya.
Yeah.
But it's not looking
the fact
good
that
for
she
her.
was in the show, it's just like, oh, cool, Montoya, another animated series character.
It's like Oliver's mom from Arrow, for those who watch the show and get that reference. It's like pretty much first season of her. Like, you hate her a lot of the time in the first season.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know that there's one character on Arrow that I'm going to hate.
Well, that's intentional. I guess they didn't mean to intend that, but it happens.
Okay,
anyways, point is,
I sat through Lost, and Lost has plenty of characters that you want to hate.
Like,
so
season 2 you'll love them, but season 1 you won't love them.
Frickin' Lori from Walking Dead. Oh yeah.
Anyway, so I have so many little kid characters I hated first season, but that's not important. Anyway, Montoya, she's very ruthless. She's unnecessarily ruthless in the scene. Basically, Montoya and Alan, they're investigating. Like, Alan, I do like Christmas Alan so far. Again, he's got that he's got that tooth-filled smile. He's such a nice guy. He says, oh, you like the badge? He shows her the badge. Oh, my. Like, she says some cute little phrase, like, oh, my, like, cookies or something. I don't know. She says, like, holy moly or something. Which, if she said holy, that would have been awesome. But no, I don't think she said holy. Point is, like, Chris, he's a charmer. I gotta love the guy. He's being actually, courteous and basically saying, Montoya, why are we here? Basically saying, I don't think something happened to Penguin. Maybe he just got bumped off. That's the way it kind of goes and got maybe Mooney had him bumped off. You see, no, the cops did. And basically, Montoya thinks the cops bumped off the Penguin. Basically, he's really ruthless. And Christopher Allen says, hey, listen, you can't take everything so personally. And basically says, no, it's because it's these cops. And the other reason, she says, we lost a good snitch. Thing is, she doesn't care about Penguin. I mean, she's not even being like, we need to solve this case. No, it's because we lost our advantage. Not exactly, no compassion there. Right. There's like, it's more so we lost our advantage opposed to we lost someone who was helping us out.
Yeah, I hear you. For sure.
It's like completely, again, that's unlikable for Montoya for me. And here's the big prediction I'm really dreading. I can tell you how the next Montoya.
Okay.
She's gonna it's actually in the promo for next episode. Actually, that she Montoya is going to talk to Fish Mooney next episode. That's going to happen. And what I predict is that Fish Mooney is going to say that Gordon killed. We're going to get into this in the episode that Gordon killed Penguin. And that's going to lead Montoya to say, "Oh, I was right. Gordon's corrupt." Oh, and then going to tell Barbara because Barbara doesn't know yet.
Right. Yeah.
Can I trust him? He lied to me.
Oh,
And then
God.
after that, eventually it's probably going to be drawn. I'm hoping if they do this, which most likely they will, it won't be drawn out because it's going to make me want to beat my head in with a wrench or something. Basically saying, he's not corrupt, you stupid moron. It's like the heroine from Dexter, that whole plot line.
Oh, Jesus, I think I bailed out on Dexter before I got to that.
Well, no, that was season 2.
Wait, season 2?
Yeah, it's Maryland. His cover story is that he was on heroin.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, right.
It's going to be like that.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be like that for a while. He has to go to the meetings because Rita's mother thinks he's on heroin. It's stupid. Anyway, the point is they're going to go with that. Here's the way they could remedy that. Just want to bring this up real quick. Here's the way they remedy that and impress me. This is the way I would love it if they did this. If they do it, basically you start the episode like that. Okay, Montoya figures that out. And this is the way you have a big turnaround on Montoya's character, make her likable now. Maybe you have a moment in the early in the episode, Gordon saves Montoya, which, given our plot for the next episode, is entirely possible.
Yeah.
Maybe Gordon saves Montoya, gets a little bit of trust there. She's investigating the other thing. She's sold on Gordon, but then she hears this and she's starting to doubt him. She confronts Gordon by herself, or maybe without. She confronts Gordon. Gordon says, "No, I'm not corrupt, and I didn't kill the Penguin."
Oh,
And
okay,
I'm trying to work on the system from the inside here, and I know you're a good cop, but you and I have to work together to clean up the system.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So I'm saying that's the smart way to do it. You work her to the right side in that moment, that make her a likable character, make her the classic.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping for.
But no, they're probably just gonna go like freaking like Bulldog Montoya, just like, oh, he's corrupt. That's my whole character.
Montoya, use a brain cell. Okay, use a brain cell. Change it up a bit. That's what I'm. Again, it's a long shot, but that's what I'm hoping for. That's the Arrow way to go. That's what Arrow would do in terms of smart plot choices.
Okay.
Every time a predictable thing would come along, nope, they did it like 10 episodes before it would actually happen in a regular show.
Oh, that's nice. Right on.
Anyway, let's continue on.
Okay, so what's the next thing we have?
Mooney.
Oh, okay. So, you want to take us through this one?
All right, real quick. It's a real brief
favorite character.
Yeah, Mooney's talking to Gilzine, who is awesome. Love Gilzine.
Oh yeah.
Gilzine just being your classic supportive Bob the Goon type mobster.
Yeah.
He's basically Mooney establishes in this scene. Gilzine's like asking what's eating her, and basically Mooney says, "Yeah, I need resources before I can take over. Falcone's empire, because obviously Falcone now knows it's kind of Breaking Bad type situation. Like now he knows that I'm after him."
Oh no, it is. You're right.
He knows that I'm after him, so now I got to have my resources, but I just can't wait to kill that old. And you're gonna love this. That was psychotic. She was basically saying, "I remember when I'm gonna kill that man. I'm gonna use my bare hands and my teeth."
My bare hands and my teeth.
And then she says,
"See that? I want to freaking see that now. Oh my god!"
She's not gonna do it. We can't kill Falcone. At least she can't kill Falcone.
No, twist it up. I want to see her kill someone with her bare hands and teeth.
I'll give you that.
Teach that.
I'll give you that, definitely. It's less. And then she changes her name to Piranha.
Oh God! Let's not go that far.
I'm kidding, she puts in these iron.
It's already too silly of a name.
Or she puts in these jaws, like Jaws from the James Bond. No, I'm kidding.
I can actually picture that.
Here's the third one. She hires a villain who was in a Batman movie recently, who actually his name's King Shark, and he uses those jaw type things and shark teeth, so both.
Really playing with the teeth angle here.
I'm kidding though. So, seriously, don't do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, also her last line. This is a great transition, by the way. See, I wish that little penguin was back so I could do worse to it. I could make him suffer. And then we cut to the penguin. Take us to the penguin scene.
Okay, so he pulls up in his truck, and he's looking sketchy as ever. Some guy, he's at is it like a farm?
Yeah, it's like a farm with a guy with like a trailer for rent, I guess.
Yeah. And so Penguin comes up. He's very eager. He's just like, I couldn't help but notice that you got the trailer for rent. And the guy's like, well, yeah, it's not much, but it's $100 a week. And then the Penguin's like, okay, I'll take it, like really
Not a
quick.
problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
not
think
a
the
problem.
guy,
Don't you want to look at it first? No, I'm not picky at all.
I think he gets a little bit skeptical, but then we have a big scene of suspense where the guy notices the truck, and first of all, I almost kind of wanted, I almost was like the logical thing to do would be like, why do you need a trailer if you have that nice big truck?
Well, no,
But
he needs a place to lay low for a while.
I guess so. Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
plotting. Remember, we see at the end of this episode he's plotting stuff in a location somewhere.
No. I know why logically it would make sense. Yeah, I'm just saying like in terms of like, why would this guy need a vehicle when he's already got this truck? That's the only thing I would. But whatever, it's fine.
No, he didn't buy a vehicle. He just bought the. He didn't buy a vehicle. He just bought the He bought the trailer, like the rent of the trailer.
Okay, you're right. It's not a vehicle. It's just it's not an RV. This isn't fucking Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he just rented the trailer so it could.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got Breaking Bad on my head. I was thinking it was an RV.
Anyway,
okay, but anyways, yeah, he does mention how nice the truck is, and I like how he's like, yeah, it's like, oh, you got
a Chevy in there, or like a Chevy engine or something.
And Penguin, he's just trying to hide the bodies that are very conspicuously in the front seat. Like, way to go.
Well, they're in the back seat, but they have like trash bags on their heads.
But they're like sticking out through. They're very clearly visible through the. It's like they're practically their feet are on the front seat.
Again, he's early Penguin.
And then so Penguin, he just rushes in front of the car door. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm sure it's in there somewhere. I don't know. I almost kind of wish we would have lingered on the scene a little bit more because you could really tell it was making that guy uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So
I'm sure he's gonna kill that guy.
Oh yeah. Okay, so is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So then what's next? Are we with Selina Kyle now?
No, we're back with Mooney. Now Mooney has Bullock and Gordon after.
Okay, yeah, got it.
The Bullock and Gordon are stopping by and says, "Oh, Mooney, you're not still mad at us. You're not mad at us." Or he says, "Oh no, I was just basically I don't know, having a bad day or something." Point is,
but she says like, "I adore you," and he intrigues me talking about.
Oh yeah, she's really flirting with Gordon.
Oh yeah.
Again, they got kind of like an old 40s style relationship going between those two.
A little bit. I can see it.
Anyway, so basically, aren't you a cool glass of milk? No, that's a funny line. Anyway, the point is, like she says, yeah, I hear you're over on our side now. Or basically, you're a little sinner like the rest of us.
That almost makes me kind of sad.
I love that, and she's gonna find out.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be cool. The point is, also I love Gordon's face on this. Basically, Gordon's got a lot of layers, and the Ben McKenzie, he's really for people who weren't really thrilled with him in the first episode, I don't know, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of levels to get. I like him.
Yeah, he's growing on me. I still don't think he's a standout in terms of performances. I think other people clearly sort of overshadow him.
I'll give you that, but I think he's serving the role right now of being kind of the straight arrow guy, and he's really
that's someone you can get invested. Role that that's certainly the role that he's there for. Yeah, he plays it well. So
and he's someone you can get invested in. So I'm with him.
Okay.
Anyway, so the point is, Mackenzie's doing a good job as Gordon. You can tell the layers on Gordon. Basically, Gordon's in a tense situation, saying, "Yeah, I did this," and you can tell Gordon's uncomfortable with the fact he's being thought as a guy who killed somebody.
And that comes up like a few times in the episode. I really like the tension it builds.
Oh yeah, and that's good. And again, Mooney's impressed by this, and basically you're like the rest of us now. Anyway, so they get information about the abduction. Not much, mind you. Basically, it happened on our turf, and all Mooney knows is that they're going to an overseas buyer. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I don't know, and this is important. She says, and no one cares. And feeding into our overall theme of the episode here, no one's really caring about the kids or the street. the street kids,
sure.
I guess.
For sure.
No one cares. Actually, it is. It's like the Forgotten, actually.
You're right. It is kind of like the Forgotten. It's
Literally, the
literally
whole
like the Forgotten mixed with the Sewer King.
yeah, it's literally like the Forgotten's all about kind of how the homeless community is not looked after in Gotham.
Uh-huh. And then
Anyway,
of course the Sewer King is all about
the runaway kids.
yeah. Oh god. Oh god.
What's our next scene here?
I
We're
don't
at
know.
the
You tell
Barbara
me.
Gordon scene. We're at the Barbara Gordon scene.
Okay, the Barbara Gordon scene. The resident like what the hell is going on with this woman this episode?
Okay, I kind of mixed on this one.
Okay, yeah, so am I.
I kind of like it, but I kind of have an issue with it. But I think it's gonna, if it does the smart thing, it'll feed in something. We'll get into it. Tell us what happens.
Well, essentially, Jim and Barbara are having a conversation. You know, they're just talking about how corrupt the police force is.
I think they're
By
having
the way-
Chinese again.
Well, hey, Chinese food is delicious, so I don't blame them. But so by the way, if I'm Jim right now, like I should know, like Barbara's sketched out by by the whole corrupt police system thing. So just gotta lay low on it. Don't say like stuff like, "Oh, you have no idea." You know, don't be so cryptic about it. Just don't broach the topic at all. That's my advice. You know.
Yeah, but and I think they're gonna actually
Watch some Orange is the New Black or something like that. You know.
true, but you know something? Actually, they might be kind of going towards like even just early on that City's starting to slowly chip away at Gordon's soul, or at least at Gordon himself, and he wants to confide all this stress and trauma to somebody, but he can't really.
Sure. Well, anyway, so it gets out, that the press is covering up, or the police is covering up to the press the missing children, and so what does Barbara do? She goes straight for the phone. She literally calls the presses.
Now Gordon mentions that Essen told us not to go to the presses with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she basically says, just really quickly, as Gordon's trying to get the phone away from her, she's like, "Oh, there's, just missing kids are being abducted off the streets. Talk to Sarah Essens." And then just like that, it's a news story. And I like Jim's reaction a lot because he's pissed, but he knows she did the right thing, and that is classic Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
So
here's what I'm mixed on.
All right.
So Barbara calls in anonymously, which I want to say is kind of a neat idea. Okay, so Gordon doesn't do it, so his what? So his fiance.
They have a really funny joke about anonymous phone calls in the movie Neighbors, but
I gotta tell you, just real quick with that gag from Neighbors, just watching in the trailer. I have a line I've always wanted to say to that guy.
Yeah.
The cop says, we have caller ID. We're cops. You know what I want to say to that guy if I'm Seth Rogen? Yeah, but you're not smart. You're not a smart cop though.
Yeah.
That guy is a dumb cop saying it right in front of the other guy. What kind of cop is? Anyway. So the point is, so Barbara does kind of a neat action, and they're calling it anonymously. However, here's the thing. I want to say the way to go. I'm a little bit on reverse with you on this, Tiki. That I think Gordon should tell her the whole situation.
Okay.
So again, kind of avoid that predictable plot line a little in the future. Basically, if she
the predictable plot line of
Montoya saying, "Oh, he's corrupt."
Oh God.
Think about how many problems that would solve, Tiki, if she knew.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, I fear it might get a little too like Skylar White, where it's just like, "Oh, I can't take the things you do, Jim. This is hard for me."
Well, no. So far, he's not in any stressful situation yet. I mean, he's
Yeah, I know, but just by the very nature, I mean, just like she doesn't know that he killed the penguin, or that he supposedly killed the penguin. So it's
I'm saying, if I were Jim Gordon, I would kind of wait at first. Now, mind you, I like how they're kind of addressing this here. That my first instinct would be, okay, I'm going to tell Barbara because she's literally the only one I can trust and confide in, aside from Bruce Wayne in this city.
Mm-hmm.
So I can at least decompress my day, and I have someone who's going to be on my side if the worst case scenario happens. However, now in the show's defense here, and this is what I think they're going with, at least I hope they're going with. Obviously, we know why Gordon's not telling her to keep her out of danger. We know that. Yeah. However, what I'm thinking they're doing is that Gordon may have mulled it over telling her, but then she does something like this, and Gordon says, don't do that anymore when I tell you not to, because that just cements in Gordon's mind, I can't tell her about this because she's gonna come clean or do something that's gonna put her in more danger.
Right, exactly.
Something like this, which I think is, again, it's not concrete that they did this on purpose or anything, but I'm thinking that's what Gordon's thinking. That's why he can't tell her the penguin thing. That's kind of some justification there. It makes me a little mixed on it, saying, I'm more positive on this than most. That basically they're going somewhere with it. That basically he can't tell her because of that.
Okay, cool.
But it's a good move. It's a good move on Barbara's part.
I like the dynamic because it definitely like brings out sort of the dilemma that's sort of central to Gordon's character, which is being sort of a radical force for good in this sort of environment that's just like radically bad. So,
and I like how you get a bit of the attraction here. Basically, that's why he likes Barbara, because she's kind of his compass.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Right.
Because she's always going to remind me to do the right thing no matter what, and that's a good lesson to impart on Gordon from his wife, and you kind of get a sense of. Usually in the comics, a lot of times Sarah was that compass, but again they kind of changed it up a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
So the point is that's good on Barbara, and still. I want to mention something real quick, just talking about the the future of Montoya and Barbara Gordon. Now, I want to make this clear, because a lot of people are kind of like kind of jumping off. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
A lot of people are speculating that.
Yeah. Hello.
You there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
so just yes. All right. Anyway, so a lot of people are thinking that because they have secrets, quote unquote. Yeah, I guess. Quote. Yeah, quote unquote. Because they know each other. They know each other and know each other's secrets. That some people are thinking that they're going with the comics route of Montoya being a lesbian, which I'm not knocking it.
Sure.
I'm saying it's entirely possible. However, something to bear in mind.
I'm knocking it if they make it into a stereotype.
No, they're not going to make it. I don't think they're going to make it to a stereotype. But here's the thing.
I think just the way they revealed it already is kind of just like it's not just a part of her character. It's like a big oh, what a twist! Oh, they're friends.
Let me say this. So I found out that Barbara in this series, her father's going to have powerful connections, or at least be a wealthy man of some sort. So I'm wondering. My first instinct, I didn't.
That damn clock tower. So yeah, I hope her family's wealthy.
By the way, if that is in fact the clock tower, is reference to the fact that in Birds of Prey, Barbara Gordon, their daughter, ends up in the clock tower.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I didn't notice the clock tower until it was mentioned on
on Geekvolution, yeah.
So again, I have to rewatch it to see if that's a clock tower. But if it is, that's what's a reference to.
I'll provide a link to the Geekvolution video since we're referencing it so much, and believe me, it's probably a much better summary of this episode than we're doing right now. But
it is. But anyway, so the point is, my first instinct is that it didn't dawn on me that they might be lovers, but I'm thinking that the secrets might regard her father and some dirty business, like some corruption on her father's part. That's what I'm thinking. That's also a move. That's also an interesting idea to go with. Basically, her father might be corrupt, and how Gordon deals with that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I hear you.
So again, I'm saying it's still it's unclear exactly whether they're going to go with the whole lesbian angle, or they're going to go with the corrupted father idea, or just
they
the
could
father.
Go both. Who's saying they're not going to go both?
Certainly, by all means. But we don't. The fact is, we're all assuming lesbian right now. We don't know the facts exactly. So I just want to be clear about that. We don't know anything 100% yet about that.
Yeah.
Just everyone's kind of jumping on the lesbian bandwagon. I just want to make sure that's clear. We don't know, and it could be related to her father and her father's connections and stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, again, we still know what she does for a living yet. So.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Again, either she's a nurse or she's an art curator. We don't know. And anyway, let's see.
I think that's kind of like one of the challenging things about this series in general is just sort of balancing all the characters, because We already mentioned it with the Riddler, how hard it's going to be to work him into storylines beyond just like, hey guys, here's my appearance this episode. Yeah, cryptic little exposition. All right, I'm gonna keep around a little longer than I should, and then okay, have a good episode, you guys. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like
Yes.
I really like they really need to, and I think they are doing it. I think it's going to be a slow, sort of gradual thing to work all these characters into the overall web. Like, obviously, we've got it with the Penguin now. I think they're slowly doing it with Selina Kyle, and I think that's going to really pay off. So, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's a challenge with the show. It's like we got Montoya, you know, we've got all the characters at the police force. We've got all the villains scattered around everywhere. Bruce Wayne, Alfred, frickin'. So it's a large cast, and it's a cast of people that a lot of people are familiar with. So I gotta say, it's definitely a tall order from a writing perspective to fill 43-minute episodes and actually give everyone moments. So yeah, so I do hope we see more from Barbara, though. But I hope we see more from everyone. So it's kind of a hard task to fill. So it's like, you know, if we get more Barbara, we might not get more Nigma. So okay, all right, but moving on.
Yeah, so moving on, basically, Essen is not happy because the press is all
No,
over
not at
him.
all.
And I love this scene with Essen. This scene is so great. Again, it's the great dynamic between Bullock and Gordon. It feels like classic Gordon because Gordon, oh man, Gordon really should have a solo book. And I'm hoping this series is probably gonna have like a tie-in book of some kind.
Oh, I'm
Because
surprised there's none now.
Arrow and Flash has a tie-in book, so I'm assuming
Mhm.
Gordon will have one with Gotham, which will
And
be my
also,
which is my live stream, by the way. I just want Gordon to have a solo book. Seriously, I really want Gordon to have a solo book.
and after that, you can just die happy, like it's over. You
That
can
and I
cheat
want
everything.
Sandy Brandenburg to be brought back to Deadpool. Those are my two requirements.
Okay, to make a really quick Neighbors joke, since I already brought that show or that movie up, do you see this? What is this? It's a headline. What kind of a headline? It's a bad headline. Yeah, that's right. It's a bad headline. Okay, moving on.
Anyway, so
I'm sorry, I
really
just
funny.
watched that movie a few days ago. It's very quotable.
It's a real funny classic. It's a kind of a classic Gordonish scene, which kind of might. It's like if I were to describe it, I can only describe it like this. It's kind of like those moments where Superman will like wink into the camera.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
basically like kind of or like a classic Superman saying, "Oh, I'm Clark Kent," saying, "Oh, I'm not Superman though."
Right.
It just feels like that. Like Gordon has, I call it like a Gordon Superman moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
That's a
so
good
the
way
point
to
is,
put it.
Essen instantly goes to Bullock and asks if you know he sold if he sold out to the paper for some extra cash. Basically,
I love that. I
know
love
he-
that. Yeah, how Bullock is just like instantly fingered.
yeah, but I love more so the fact that Bullock's done this before.
Yeah, and he's very open about the fact that he's done it before.
Like, no, I didn't do it this time. What do you think so low of me?
Not
That's
on my own
hilarious.
face. Come on.
And then Gordon has the greatest. Gordon, this is why I love Gordon. This is Gordon's saying, and we know full-heartedly he's telling the truth. She says, "What about you, Gordon?" Says, "I didn't tell her. Seriously, I didn't." And then she goes away, and they say we got 3 leads, so we got 3 companies that we track the chemical down to. We're gonna hit them up, hit him hard to interrogate him. Anyway, so then basically Gordon's making the first call, I guess, to one of the companies. And then Bullock's here's the Gordon moment. Bullock says, "Hey, it was pretty convincing. I believed you." Says, "I didn't lie. Here's the secret. I didn't lie, or I was telling the truth."
Yeah. And you're right, he is telling the truth. And I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, that is kind of a... Okay, like, I'm a big Survivor nerd, you know that, so it's like, in terms of, like, relating this back to Survivor, one of the best ways to play Survivor, and I promise I'll be brief with this analogy, but one of the best ways to play Survivor, I feel, is in every lie you tell, you have to have a grain of truth in it. You have to weave truth into what you're lying about. So
forget Survivor. I'm talking about. I learned that from Seinfeld, Tiki. George Costanza had to teach Jerry Seinfeld how to lie real quick, and he didn't have time. Basically, just gave him a tip, saying,
well,
"Jerry."
I learned it from Survivor, so.
Yeah. It's not a lie unless you believe it's a lie. They'll have a little grain of truth in there anyway.
Yeah, the grain of truth. That's really the key. That's really the key. I think Norman Bates knows that as well.
Oh, by the way, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure where we got this, but we got a name drop at some point. I don't know when, but we got the doll maker name drop somewhere.
Oh yeah, right.
I guess we should. I don't know where it is, so I was talking about it now, unless you remember.
No, I don't remember where it's named.
Let's talk about it now. So anyway,
Okay.
so Dollmaker's name gets dropped at some point.
Hmm.
And this is important because the overseas buyer is the Dollmaker. Now, Tiki, you don't know who Dollmaker is, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, quick history lesson, kids.
Okay.
Dollmaker is a recent addition, which is very hopeful for this series, by the way, for other characters, particularly the Court of Owls, which would be a very much welcomed addition.
Oh yeah, right.
Court of Owls would be because Court of Owls has existed far beyond Bruce Wayne.
Uh-huh.
They're permeating Gotham's history, which, if they're doing this guy, I would love it if there's all the chance in the world they could do Court of Owls. It's very popular.
Sure.
Anyway, so Dollmaker is the guy who's infamous. Well, not infamous. He's famous for being the guy who physically cut the Joker's face off.
Oh really? Oh, huh.
So Joker didn't do it himself. Joker had it done by this guy because he's a Fruit Loop. No, the Dollmaker's the Fruit Loop, believe it or not.
Uh-huh.
The point is, Dollmaker, because he thought of it as an honor. He cut Joker's face off. Anyway, so the Dollmaker, he's kind of this. Essentially, he's like Frankenstein mixed with Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. He makes skin suits and art creations, basically bodies and people and organs re-sewn together and in these really creepy art pieces, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
And believe it or not, actually, he was introduced in Arrow. Technically, there was another character called not Dollmaker, but it was like it was Doll something. It was a takeoff of the. Actually, they might have actually used verbatim Dollmaker. I'm not sure, but it was a different guy.
Okay.
Essentially, he's a variation on Dollmaker.
Sure.
Different method, because again, on TV you can't go as violent as the Dollmaker, as I just told you what Dollmaker does.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So he made dolls,
Yeah.
but in a less violent way. The point is, Dollmaker is a really creepy and gruesome foe. And I'm wondering if they do bring this guy in, as they're foreshadowing that they might do, how far are they going to take
I think they're most definitely going to bring him in. I mean, they're already name-dropping him, so he's got to show up.
But they said he was overseas. I'm sure he's going to come in. I just don't know when, but he'll be in, I'm sure. Point is, this guy's really...
Definitely in season 1.
This guy's like really creepy and scary. He's like when you have these stories about him, like, oh, you have to go some radar with it. That's what this guy is.
Okay.
So I'm wondering how far they're gonna go, and I'm wondering. It makes me think, oh my god, what did he have in store for these kids?
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because at first I'm thinking like Roland Daggett. Testing pharmaceutical drugs on these kids.
Or
like illegal testing, or Hugo Strange, which I'm really pulling for.
Oh, that would.
I'll get into those theories later. Hold off on the Hugo Strange theories. Anyways, meanwhile, so I guess the Dollmaker gets. Oh, I remember now how the Dollmaker gets mentioned. Okay, so our bad guys, our happy couple, Patty and Doug. That's their names. Patty and Doug, the smiley couple.
Smiley couple, yes, they will always and forever be known as Smiley couple now.
So Patty and Doug, they're at a little warehouse, a chemical warehouse. Which again, good transition. Gordon and him are looking for leads to one of the companies, and we're at the company. So they're talking to that creepy guy you were talking about, the fat guy.
He's kind of a Toby Jones look-alike. Do you get that?
Do you mean when you say Toby Jones? You mean Armin Zola, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't see Toby Jones, no.
No, you don't see Toby Jones? I
see someone else, but I can't remember who it is, but it's not Toby Jones.
Okay, well.
Anyway, so point is, our guy, I forget. It's Quillen, that's the guy's name.
Okay.
So Quillen here, essentially we find out he's been supplying the drugs from Arkham. Somehow he's getting his hands on the Arkham drugs. I guess he was like a former employee.
Right.
Or just the supplier to the hospital, and just now it's closed up, he has spare inventory. Well,
I think that's a good theory, yeah.
Anyway, so the point is, Quillen, he's selling the drugs, and he's also providing storage for the kids because they're in this holding place. It's really creepy.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It gets dark.
Oh yeah, so Quillen essentially storing the kids and providing the drugs so they can drug more kids and store them. And anyway, so then after a certain point, they're going to use they're going to transport the kids to their overseas buyer, or at least to a shipping container to be sold overseas.
Right,
Anyway,
right.
so point is, Quillen's trying to renegotiate the deal because he's also saying you're kidnapping kids, man. That's not right. At least Quillen's got somewhat of a heart. Just a very greedy heart, but he's got a
Yeah, a
heart.
little bit, but he's still creepy as hell. I mean, it is kids, so it's like...
You know, I gotta tell you, Tiki, I'm not seeing so much creepy from this guy, just greedy and corrupt.
Okay, well, I get creepy
I
because,
don't know.
to me, the creepy thing is the fact that it's like he's concerned about the kids, but he's willing to sell them. I mean, come on, he's freaking storing kids. It doesn't like he's just
Here's
creepy
the
just
thing,
by
though.
default based on that.
I know. Here's the thing, though, Tiki. It's that he kind of represents the city, and that it's so far gone. There's no morals left in Gotham. That's what this guy represents. It's less creepy. It's more sad.
Okay, I do get that, and I'm glad you brought up that he represents the city because I feel like, in general, that tone that we were talking about that they established with characters like the Penguin, and also characters like who was the other person, the Smiley couple. You know, he also fits very much in line with that because he's just sort of like just really squirrely and I don't know, just very heightened performance, which I like about this show.
Jim, but I thought it was also a little funny too.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
so basically they're renegotiating the deal. Yeah, you renegotiated the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Oh, you know what my favorite moment was? Oh my god.
we were just talking business here.
Hey, that is totally inappropriate. Okay, you're right. Maybe he's not scary. Maybe he's just funny.
Yeah, this thing is a little funny. So yeah, that's totally
I did laugh
basically.
pretty heartily at that.
Basically,
Hey, that's totally inappropriate. That's
basically,
like the most casual reaction I've ever heard to like everyone being drugged. That's inappropriate. There's too many ostriches.
all right. Yeah, he does have kind of an odd delivery. I'll give you that. But the point is that the kids are being held in this really creepy room, and this really creepy room has for some reason a really deep well, which I assume is for body disposal. At least that's what's being used for now.
Oh boy,
Kind of an odd structural choice for building, though.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say. Point is, I'll admit to you, he does have one creepy line, though. Basically says, well, listen, if you don't pay me $5,000 more, I can get rid of your inventory. Basically,
right.
Let him fall down the well. That's the implication.
Oh, boy. Oh,
and basically, they take down his muscle and say, hey, we're just talking business here. And then,
totally inappropriate.
And then Bullock and Gordon pull up, and they see this, and they gotta think on their feet to cover things up.
Oh.
Meanwhile, though, Gordon and Bullock have a really awesome scene. Basically, again, I like this, and this is foreshadowing something important, maybe. Bullock says, "Hey, look, I figured it out. So let me guess, Bart, your girlfriend, your fiance told her.
Yeah.
Your fiance called in anonymously, didn't she? Yep. Saying I told her not to. Says Gordon, you gotta have more control over your woman. Saying, I'm learning, I'm getting advice on women from you. Says, yeah, believe it or not, I've been with all kinds of women. Basically, it's so hilarious just Bullock giving Gordon advice on ladies. I love how, again, this shows you important. This is important, though. Bullock is a good detective. It cements that he's a good detective, and he picked up on that. Oh, yeah, it was Barbara who did it. And basically then saying, let me guess how you met. A soldier, you're done of crying over some easy women overseas, and now you wanted your high school sweetheart, Barbara, at home, and you decided to marry her, right? He says, actually, yeah, you're on the money. Listen, and then Kev Logan's everyone's favorite line, Geek Evolution. But again, they gotta have a counter for this sort of thing, or like a quotation board of some kind. Gordon, you know what you are? You're a monkey riding a racehorse.
Monkey riding a racehorse.
Which again is so hilarious. And here's the thing. I think because Bullock's such a good detective, he called all that. I'm wondering. I think it's going to be a little more tension now. If he might find out that Gordon didn't kill the Penguin, find out that he didn't kill the Penguin because he's a good detective. He could maybe figure that. Maybe they're seeing that in a little bit.
Sure, for sure.
So maybe it's not spelled out. Maybe he actually does figure it out because that he has to find out somehow. And maybe maybe he finds out on his own. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, so they head in there, and there's like a kind of the cover story operation going on. Basically, Smiley, Patty walks up. I gotta tell you though, again, I don't want people to just think I'm a violent guy or anything, but they got a female, especially female characters, a female character who's like this evil. Yeah, well, I just want to see her get punched in the face. I'm sorry, she deserves
I
it.
just love it. I love it. It's like she is so deliciously just like fake nicing her way through the scene. Oh, how lovely! Oh, and I also love how the supplier guy, he's just like he acts so delighted to see the cop.
Quinlan is
detectives! What a nice surprise!
Yeah, Quinlan is hilarious in that scene. Basically, he peeks his head out from the side. He's held at gunpoint, by the way, off screen.
Oh.
Basically saying, "Oh, hi, hello there, detectives." Well, the Waynes, this is an important plot point. The Waynes, they're opening Arkham. They were opening Arkham Asylum, since they died.
Right.
That plan has been shut down. Says, I don't know about any drugs are sold or given away here. We don't manufacture those. So, do you have a warrant? Something along those lines. Then, let's see. So, really, really interesting move there. That I like how they did this really smart move. Basically, she's reaching over to the light switch and making a quick escape.
Oh.
Patty, and again, I want Patty to get punched in the face because she's evil. Except for two. I think the reason I'm really harsh on her is because the first 2 minutes I thought she was okay, but then she turned evil. Okay, she's just a nice lady giving out free stuff.
Okay.
Anyway,
silly naive fool. There are no genuinely nice people in Gotham, especially people that nice.
Well, except the dead homeless people.
That's a different story.
Anyway, the point is, the jig is up. They're on the run. There's a big old shootout in the dark, which is a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
Shootout in the dark. The driver, our duo gets away. Our undynamic duo gets away.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Gordon heads out the back. Gordon Bullock head out the back, try to head him off, but they're too late. The truck got away, and they didn't get to see the design on the truck. They just saw the truck get away. And this is important. This is a real creepy line. The janitor guy, like he's janitor lackey or someone, who apparently has a rapport with too. They kind of established that in the episode. Quinlan's like, where were you during all of that?
You know who Quinlan reminds me of? Like, not necessarily in appearance, but definitely like in mannerism and voice is Wallace Shawn. No? Hello? Oh boy. Wallace Shawn? Dragon. Oh god. Oh no. Wallace Shawn, what are you doing? You killed the episode. You Wallace Shawn. Yeah. Inconceivable. Inconceivable. Yeah. Okay, so okay, I think he's gonna probably come back in. Alright, so let's see. Unfortunately he's got all the notes, so I might get things a little bit out of order from this point on. Hopefully he'll come back in due time. He has the whole direct link and everything, so he should be okay. Let's see, what happens next? What happens next? Well, I believe what we get after this scene is the janitor that BlueDragonFive just referenced. He goes up and he goes to the kids and he's about to kill them, and then there we go. Hello? Hello? Oh no. Oh Jesus. God damn you, Google Hangouts. God damn you. What have you done to us? Hello? Hello, I can hear you. Hello?
Hello?
I hear background rumblings. Yeah,
you can hear me?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Sorry, folks. Sorry, I don't know what happened. A bit of technical difficulty.
What
anyway,
so Wallace Shawn killed the podcast.
Oh yeah, so basically,
I made a Wallace Shawn reference, and it completely went off track. Inconceivable. Okay.
So basically, get rid of the. Essentially, get rid of the.
I was like, did it happen again? Fucking Wallace Shawn. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Basically, get rid of the kids, and Gordon saves the kids already in the nick of time before they're going to drop them down the hole, which is a really scary idea.
Pretty dark,
like Return of Oz type stuff.
Right. Oh god.
Anyway, so luckily, again, they kind of playing with the idea here. Again, it worked a little better in year one because he was about to have a kid, but still, Gordon has a soft spot for kids, especially, I guess, in this case with Bruce Wayne, the first episode. They're kind of seeding that idea in. Yeah, basically, Gordon saves the kids.
I don't necessarily think it matters that he doesn't have a kid yet. I think that's just sort of part of his character. So.
No, I'm just saying, no. It's part of his character. I'm just saying it was really worked a lot better in year one because basically saying, you're showing that he's going to be a good father by saving the kids.
Because it all tied back in thematically with everything. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Sure.
But anyway, it's fine here. It still ties into that because he saved Bruce Wayne. I mean, he's there for Bruce Wayne. He's here for the kids still. Anyway,
right.
He's a real good mentor.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so basically, he saves kids in nicktime, shoots the guy, who falls down the hole, giant hole, real scary.
And Darth Maul on us practically.
Yeah, and that's the end.
Cutting himself in half.
That's the end of the scene, and then comes one of the fun characters.
Oh yeah.
Take us through
it. I'm kind of a little out of order on this. What?
Press conference.
Oh, so are you talking about the mayor?
Yeah, I love the mayor.
Okay, actually, that's interesting because when you say fun, I actually thought the scene was really damn dark.
Oh, it is dark, but
that's why I got kind of thrown off because I was like, wait, is this a Cobblepot scene?
It's funny because I love the actor who plays the mayor and he does a fun job.
Okay, but what the mayor's doing here is really
absolutely.
It's basically a concentration camp.
Exactly. Well, not exactly concentration. It's close to that, though.
Yeah, it is just okay. So essentially, what they're doing is
So the mayor has a press conference congratulating Gordon and Bullock.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he's basically just taking this opportunity to further his position and just basically get all the homeless kids off the streets.
He's making a show for the press, and basically also has it's so you can tell it's so staged. Like Gordon and Bullock are on his left, and all the kids and children. You will find good homes, and you will go to you'll find good homes, and you'll go to a good place. So have you well and taken care of. The city is not.
And doesn't it cut back and forth between kids in handcuffs being led onto buses and stuff?
In a moment, yes.
Yeah. So that's why I'm just I'm unsettled by this mayor. I mean, maybe you recognize the actor, but for me, I really got bad vibes off this guy.
Well, I want to say is they got a really good guy to play them there. Richard Kind is great. You know him, Tiki. Yeah, you remember Bug's Life?
Yeah, sure.
You remember Hopper's brother?
Ooh, it's been a while.
Okay, do you remember the tourist cars? You remember the tourist cars from Cars?
Yes.
Do you remember the guy?
Yeah. That's
the mayor.
Okay, well, that's a very beady role for me to go on there, but whatever, I'll take it.
I'm sorry, he's done a lot. He's Larry David's brother on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay.
He's a good character actor. He's really good.
Oh.
Anyway, he usually plays a lot of comedy. It's the first time I've ever really seen him do drama.
Yeah, and like I said, just because I'm not really familiar with him, he did a good job of just, I am sketched out by this guy. I want nothing to do with this guy. I think he's a corrupt as hell mayor, so I think they did a good job with that. So.
And I like how he's got a hint of kind of animated series Hamilton Hill, where he's putting on a show for the press, all about approval ratings and stuff.
Oh yeah, sure.
One is he's putting on a press show, basically. This is an excuse to round up the kids and put them in foster homes and correctional.
Round up the pretty-looking kids and put them in foster homes.
Yeah, bring the cute kids. The cute ones go to the foster homes. Yeah. By the way, in this press conference, he's proposed. You're absolutely right. He's proposing a horrifying plan, and at least an insensitive plan, I guess. And the thing is. He's proposing this, and no one stops, and no one speaks out. No one is against this.
Quite the contrary. They think it's a great idea. This is a whole big event.
Shows you how far gone this city is. No one is in opposition to this except Gordon.
Yeah, because we're talking if not Holocaust, we're talking at least Japanese internment camp status.
I'm thinking more internment. It's not exactly they're not going to their deaths, but not going to a good place.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Well, I don't know, but then we did get some Nazi symbolism later on in the episode, but we'll get to that.
Anyway, so literally, then it was kind of good. He's giving a speech, basically saying, we got to protect Gotham, and the kid, there will be curfews and yada yada yada. The point is, the kids are being led away, in handcuffs, and also Selina Kyle is being led away in handcuffs, as we see during the scene. So again, now Richard Kind, yeah, but the point is that Selina, the mayor, he's really bringing it, I gotta say. And again, he's kind of brings that charm, and I think that they haven't said anything yet, but I think that it's not set in stone whether he's directly in the mob's pocket, if he's directly corrupt or not. Like if he's like how far in the mob's pocket he is, because I think he's just he's aware of the corruption, and he's aware of the corruption, but I think he's abiding by it. But I don't think he's directly in the mob's pocket. But that could be wrong.
Okay.
We'll see, because sometimes the mayors vary on that.
Right. Sure.
Apparently, this mayor's based on someone, but someone I've never heard of, so I'm not quite sure.
Really?
That's what I heard from the Batman expert.
Like someone political?
Well, I'm saying a mayor in Gotham.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, right on. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so then we get a really cool chat in Essen's office between the mayor and Gordon. And again, Gordon's just pointing out the facts here, saying you're using the kidnappers to get the kids to stay off the streets and in prison for approval ratings, essentially.
Right. I really like how the mayor approaches this too. Again, it's kind of sketchy because it's very much like he's telling Gordon what he wants him, what Gordon wants to hear. Basically,
Essen's sucking up to the mayor, saying, you have to forgive, he's a resident firecracker.
Yeah. But I really like when when the mayor is essentially just like, oh, I like that perspective.
Noted. Your comments are noted. Again, Richard Kai's really doing it. I want to see more of this guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's a really fun mayor. I like him.
I don't get the fun.
I'm saying he's
locking away a bunch of kids is fun. But
I'm saying if we're gonna have an evil guy, at least he's kind of a fun evil. Again, he's not even evil. He's incompetent. He's like a fun, incompetent mayor. Like he's kind of like Hamilton Hill in that respect.
I'm sorry, but fun, incompetent villain goes to the drug supplier.
Okay. Fair enough. You get a good point. You definitely get a good point. I'm saying this seems to be a recurring one, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so let's see. Well, he's not even I guess he's not a villain. He's just more. He's a villain. He's not a direct villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
But again, it just shows that he's a good representative of the city. He's like a good between Falcone and Gordon, I think.
Right.
Think about it. He is. And he's also Bullock too. He's kind of right next to Bullock. That's where the mayor is.
Okay, I see where you're coming from there.
If the scale goes, Gordon's on one side, then Bullock, then the mayor, then Falcone, because again, he's aware of the corruption. He's making it work to his advantage to really, in a weird way, help the city by getting the approval ratings and getting the city to not look like the crime-ridden city is, which is something Hamilton Hill would do in the animated series. He's trying to sell Gotham as a happy place.
Yeah.
Never worked out, mind you. Anyway, so. We're on next scene. While we're at the police station after this press conference, Alfred stops by. What happens?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is kind of just a quick scene. Alfred just is just kind of arranges a meet-up with Gordon and Bruce because Alfred's explaining that he really doesn't know how to handle it, and Bruce respects Gordon, so kind of interesting relationship dynamics right there between Alfred and Bruce. We kind of know that Alfred definitely isn't the big father figure to Bruce that he becomes, and I like that. I like that Alfred kind of has to earn that.
Yeah.
That it's not just like, okay, your parents are dead, here's some supper.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so let's see.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to harp on the supper thing, but it's literally just like in the Nolan movies. It's just like, okay, I got you some supper, everything's all better now. I mean, I know that's not what they were going for, but okay, but anyways.
Okay, so now also here's a really interesting revisiting type scene right here.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Wayne, we see Bruce Wayne's really, even as a kid in his early phases, he's really suffering bad from post-traumatic stress disorder.
You know what I thought this was a callback to?
What?
Oh, you're gonna hate me.
I am gonna hate you, but what is it?
The Lego Movie.
What? How did you Lego movie?
Bruce Wayne listening to heavy metal music? Come on!
Oh,
come on! That totally. Come on! I am darkness.
All right, stop it. All right.
No, honestly, I couldn't help it. That instantly sprang to mind when I heard the heavy metal music.
I've always wanted to think that Bruce Wayne likes likes classical music, and they've really never really pinned down exactly what Bruce Wayne likes. Okay, heavy metal. But no mixtapes.
What's wrong with mixtapes?
Well, except for Star Lords.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying no Lego Movie song.
Oh god, yeah. Oh god, no. Imagine if young Bruce Wayne wrote like an emo metal song.
Like I don't want Bruce Wayne, Harvey Dent, and Thomas Elliott to start a band.
Oh no. Oh no.
Guys with parent issues.
Plot line right there.
Basically, it's called like guys.
Oh no. Hello? Oh, yeah, we're not having good turnouts with the Google Hangout software tonight, folks. Okay, you there, BlueDragonFive? No, you're not there. Hello? Okay, so let's see. So yeah, you just get that quick little Bruce Wayne is into heavy metal music and he's drawing very disturbing imagery, which I did think was kind of cool. And then so let's see. Oh boy, what is the next scene? I believe what we get here next is, I believe this is actually the first time that Selina Kyle speaks. BlueDragonFive, you're killing me, BlueDragonFive. This technology is tearing me apart, just like the room. Okay, so we get Selina Kyle, and she's being led on the bus, and she's talking to a woman cop, and I do like the BlueDragonFive, just drop already. Okay, good. He'll come back. Okay, so I like how right away we're getting that Selina Kyle, she knows about Gordon, she knows about Bruce Wayne, so the pieces are kind of coming together for her. So she's asking for Jim Gordon, and that's not going to happen, says the lady cop, and so she gets on the van or gets in the bus. And then this is a scene that I thought had a lot of cool little substance to it, where she sits next to a kid who's kind of crying, and she just sort of smiles at the kid, and she's just like, let's see, she says, don't worry, kid, juvie ain't so bad. Okay, is he there? Are you there? Hello? 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 Yes. I'm there. Hello? Can you hear me?
More.
Can you hear me?
More into us here, folks. You hear me?
No. It's all Wallace Shawn's fault. Yeah, I can hear you. It's all Wallace Shawn's fault. Usually it's Jafar's fault, but tonight I'm blaming it all on Wallace Shawn. So, screw you, Wallace Shawn. Okay, so, I blamed it on Wallace Shawn. I'm blaming it on Wallace Shawn because the first time you dropped out, it was right when I made the comparison that the supplier guy kind of has a Wallace Shawn-esque voice, and then he dropped out. So I'm like, God damn it, Wallace Shawn.
I think he's got a Wallace Shawn look if he were heavy.
Yeah, right. That's actually a good way to put it. Okay, but anyway, so we get the Lego Movie Batman, and then
okay, now listen about this though. Here's the thing I found rewatching him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bruce Wayne, he's got post-traumatic stress disorder. He's listening to heavy metal music while he's drawing on schoolwork, which apparently Bruce Wayne's. It's a point to make that it looks like Bruce Wayne's homeschooled because his parents apparently kept him separated from the city, which is an interesting point I heard brought up, that this Bruce Wayne, he really hasn't been in Gotham that much. Very much he goes out to the city to see movies. We didn't even know if this might be the first time he's just going out with the parents to see a movie, for all we know. We don't know.
It's actually true, yeah. I mean, no, yeah, he's been out before, but yeah, that's a good point that he's very sheltered, yeah, and I think this show kind of does make a point of that.
Yeah. Because again, just really Bruce Wayne kind of becoming in touch with the city now that something happened in the city that really defined his life. But also, I want to mention to everyone that I'm with the camp, kind of hoping we're going to see him fall down the well with the bats. But
I don't know. To me, that kind of seems like it's. I want this show to differentiate itself from Nolan.
I'm saying that's not Nolan.
So far,
it's not just Nolan. It's even in Batman. remember, it's in Batman Forever.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying it's from the comics. It's classic comics. It was in Dark Knight Returns.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's such an iconic image from from the
yeah.
from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
films.
from Returns.
Yeah.
From Begins. Yeah. The point is, I'm saying like I wouldn't mind seeing that because they kind of give him like a bad image in his mind, so we could physically see. A lot of people are calling that. However, I just want to bring up that there's a chance it might happen beforehand, so we don't know exactly. But I'm hoping that we're going to see it after.
Right. Okay.
Anyways, I noted some of the images we saw him draw. By the way,
Okay.
it's interesting. So interpret them psychologically however you may. Okay, so we saw to the very left we saw a door. Just a door. More important items right here. We saw a set of eyes in the darkness.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our killer.
Nice.
That's our mugger. It's all we saw. Here's the important stuff. We saw a city on fire.
Oh boy.
City on fire. Let's see. City on fire.
I hope it's not from him trying to put a bat symbol on the bridge.
No. Be nice to that movie.
I will never be nice to that movie. It is a goal of mine for as long as you and me are podcasting together. I will never be nice to that movie.
Anyway. So in addition to the loud music, we got one more item here. This one, it's hard to interpret. It looks like a severed head, or he didn't draw the body, but basically it's a head that looks like it's bleeding. So it could be what I think it is, and I think I'd prefer it if it were like a gunshot to the head.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was this really cool thing in the Snyder Batman comic in Zero Year, where basically Bruce Wayne early on in his teenage years, he couldn't see. Every time he looked at people, he saw them with gunshot wounds in their heads for a while.
Ooh, that's disturbing. Oh,
I know. It was like for a while. The point is, for a while, he was in a really bad place. Basically, he was going to get shock therapy to kind of get rid of that imagery. It was really bad.
Yeah. Oh, yikes. That's
so the point is, he was in really bad shape, and they might be doing that here. But also, look like the head might have been severed too. So I'm not quite sure what it was. But the point is, those are the images we got. City on fire and set of eyes are really the big things that stuck out to me.
Okay.
Anyway, so the point is, a lot's on Bruce's mind. He's not in a psychologically good place right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so okay, then we're with Selina. That really cool scene with Selina Kyle. Take us through it.
Yeah, I really did like the scene a lot. So first of all, I kind of did sort of run through while you were gone, but so just really quickly, she's talking with the lady cop getting on the bus. She brings up Jim Gordon.
That's a bad lady cop, by the way.
What's Selina call her? What's she call her? She calls her something
Jane
like
Doe.
No. What's Selina call the cop?
You know, I can't. I know
she has a very funny nickname for her.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Like Porcarina? I think it's Porcarina.
I think it was. Yeah, I think that was it. Actually, I do.
Oh god! And again, very significant that this is the first time we see Selina speak. Yes. What do you think of the fact that this is called Selina Kyle and she's not really... I mean, she's prominent in the episode, but this is really the first time we're really getting her.
I think, again, it does tie into some thematic things that we're talking about, kind of the homeless population here, and Selina is going to factor in big to the series later on, and basically she's kind of our through line. She's kind of the spine of our episode here. Basically, in addition to just being what... She's being kind of the skill set that Bruce is gonna need, you know, the street level aspect. It's more so. I'm trying to think of the right term here. The big thing of the episode is like, you know, people kind of writing off kids and kind of thinking like, you know, the downtrodden there's no hope there.
Right. Sure.
That's a big thing in the episode, and that does relate to Selina, and I don't know, I'm trying to think exactly when it was why Selina's important here. I had an answer, I just lost it. I'm sorry. Just trying to think. What was it? Oh yeah, she is kind of she's kind of our spine. Oh, I remember, yeah, because she has the survivor instinct.
Yeah, sure.
Selina, she's put into a bad place, and I think it's because she's kind of important, kind of like how Gordon is. How Gordon is kind of last hope of the city, trying to usher in this hope, and Selina we're trying to usher in hope, and Selena's kind of that survivor, and basically saying, there is hope even in the homeless for people who kind of written them off, for the homeless kids. Or basically, she's surviving. She's kind of the face of that, I guess, is why the episode's called Selina Kyle, and she's the spine of that in that regard. That it's about the homeless problem, how someone is surviving this city, how she's a survivor of the city, and that's why it's called Selina Kyle. And she's going to figure in big later on. I guess that's the main reason, but I don't know. Again, she had a strong part of the episode, though. She was strong parts of it when she was there. So.
Sure.
Anyway, that's all I really got on. But anyway, so yeah, Selina, that was a bad cop. If she says, I need to talk to this specific detective, isn't the police's job to listen to that type of stuff? But again, that does.
I don't know. I just kind of caught it as Selena's just kind of like a number in the system. So it's sort of like, I bet other kids are also sort of trying to pull like, oh, talk to this person, talk to that person. I mean, she does name drop a specific detective, but
yeah. But going with that, sorry, real quick, going with that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it just shows you how the cops, and Bullock said this early on about the one kid, saying basically saying, you kids don't know nothing, or saying the kids don't know anything. Pretty much, we don't listen to children. Essentially, basically saying this, the city's so far gone, they're basically writing off the kids, the homeless kids, completely. Or basically just saying, these kids, they can't help at all, and it kind of feeds into Bruce Wayne too. Basically, Bruce Wayne's going to play a big part in the city of Gotham. Anyway, so basically, Selina, she gets on this bus, and she's a really nice. I love this scene. This might be one of my favorite scenes.
Okay, I'm glad that you and me are on the same page about this scene. I thought it had a lot of.
It made me fall in love. This is like the first time she speaks, and you fall in love with her.
For sure.
It was a good build for her. She doesn't say much. When she does, you love her.
Okay. So you want me to go through it?
Yeah, go through what happens.
Okay, so she sits on the bus next to a kid who's he's crying. He's obviously very distraught over the whole thing, and she's trying to cheer him up. And she's just like, "Don't worry, kid. Juvies ain't so bad." And then she says,
gives him some advice.
Yeah, she's like, she's like, "Don't make friends with anyone who's nice to you on the first week."
Good tip.
Yeah, oh yeah. And if you get into a fight, go for their eyes. Good foreshadowing.
Now, I'm going to have an issue with that later on, but right now it's fine.
Okay. You know what I thought was really interesting about that, though? The whole line about don't trust anyone who's nice to you on the first week. Well, you're being nice to him right now, so is she kind of like...
Well, no, that's when you get there, Tiki. It doesn't count on the bus.
God damn it, you're throwing out my whole theory, because I was sort of like, well, is she subconsciously sort of saying that she herself is untrustworthy? Yeah?
No, sorry. But she's on... Well, she might be, but I don't see why she really...
For some reason, I really picked up on that. I don't know why. That was like one of the big thematic things for me. But
no, the kid didn't really have anything...
line.
She didn't really see any opportunity. The reason I doubt that is because she didn't really see any opportunity in taking anything from the kid or taking advantage of him in any way.
No, I'm not saying that she's like actively thinking like she's gonna. I think she's genuine in the moment. I'm just saying like subconsciously there might be something going on there. Like she's giving him advice, but she herself is kind of like contradicting her own advice, because, like I said, she herself is being nice to him, and her advice is to not trust anyone who's nice to you in the first week. So, I think we're making too big a point about this.
However, again, I just gotta commend her one more time here. Again, she's they got a good actress here. Not much is done. Same thing with Bruce Wayne. The kid playing Bruce Wayne's really winning me over, and so she. And again, I think they announced officially like she's 13. And I think Bruce and her are 13, but Bruce might be 12. It's a very minor nitpick.
Yeah, I got the sense that like she's maybe like at the most like maybe half a year older than him.
Yeah,
like that. Some sort of very minuscule age group.
Yeah, they say she's 13. He's either 12 or 13. So anyway, some people get an uproar over because I gotta admit the actress does look a little older than she's. But then again, remember
the actress is a little older. Yeah,
you have to remember it might not just be that though. I mean, she might actually be that young, because the thing is, girls do mature faster than boys, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I like that aspect. That's why she's a little taller than Bruce. It would appear. Again, I haven't even shared a scene together, but
Right.
she's taller. Yeah, I gotta say the girls. Again, the girl's cute, witty, and she seems nice to the other kid. And she seems to be a strong lead for an episode. At least I know she's not the lead, but someone
I
who can
wish she
carry.
was, but yeah.
Like a good someone who can carry the episode. So she's really winning me over. I want to see more of Selina. She's really good.
Okay, for sure.
Oh,
And then
I love the moment.
the Smiley couple comes in.
This moment scared the heck out of me. I gotta be honest with you. It was like, this is such a real world thing, though.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
This is like a real world. This is like a realistic nightmare a kid would have.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my, and especially for Selina, I love Selina's reaction. It's like the happy-go-lucky Patty woman.
Oh my god! I love how it's just. Oh, hello, children! Are you ready to go on an adventure?
Oh god! And then Selina panics. And I love how Selina's first instinct is to get out of there, which a lot of people are theorizing is a big thing with her character, that she runs away from trouble.
Sure, yeah.
The Wayne murder, she didn't interject in the Wayne murder. Not that she really could have done that much, but she didn't interject in the Wayne murder, and she ran away.
Right.
Anyway, so also she was present during Gordon examining the crime scene. It plays into a later scene, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
She really knows how to loom.
Yeah.
Maybe she teaches Batman how to do that. Maybe she teaches Batman how to loom.
No, Batman's already doing it.
No. That's something else. That's something else. This is Batman. This is like her striking a pose. She can teach Batman how to strike a pose.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I'm just saying, Batman's already striking.
I know. Don't spoil it. I love that moment. Don't spoil it. Anyway, so the point is, it's such a nightmare feel. She appears on the bus, and basically Selina's first thing is, I'm going to get out of here, which is a smart instinct. Yeah, I'm going to hit the back exit of the bus. But unfortunately, it's locked because they're trying to capture him.
Yeah. It is a prison bus, so it would be locked.
Again, this is the moment where I really wanted to clock that woman in the face. I'm sorry. She deserved it. It's like the kid's worst nightmare is like, oh my god, these people are gonna kidnap. It's like your classic the Hansel and Gretel type deal.
Oh yeah.
This woman's kidnapping us. It's kind of playing that classic child's fear, like someone's going to kidnap us, take us away from our parents, that's the usual case. But the point is, a stranger's going to kidnap us, and that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, there's nothing you can do about it. That's the horrifying thing. There's nothing you can do about it. She has a gun. There's literally nowhere to go. You're either going to die, or you're going to be kidnapped. God knows what's going to happen to you when you shift off. So terrifying. And then she has that creepy happy-go-lucky line. Now, kids, sit down, or you're gonna have a big black mark right here.
Oh god.
Oh jeez. I'm sorry. I really want her to get clocked in the face. She was mean.
Oh man. Oh god. That's awful.
Oh god. Anyway, next scene.
So is this back in the Gotham PD?
Let me see here. Oh yeah, we see the mayor's not happy about this bus abduction.
No, not exactly.
But again, this is where I kind of interject kind of the fun. It's dark black humor, I guess, with the mayor. But he had some dark humor with the mayor, who basically he's like, oh god, tell me it wasn't the people that kidnapped them earlier. Tell me it wasn't them. Well, it's a good chance it could be them. Oh, great.
You're killing me.
You're killing. So again,
that was a good comedic moment, right?
Yeah, he's so well reflective of the city and how ridiculously corrupt it is, and how far gone it is. He's worried about just the press on this rather than the kids. Meanwhile, the best scene of the episode happens.
Yes.
Oh, I love this scene so much. Again, great. What is a Batman anything without a great interrogation scene? And we get it here. We get Bullock doing kind of a classic 40s interrogation method here by hitting Quillen, the heavy Wally Shawn lookalike guy.
No, don't mention his name. We might drop you again.
All right, hitting the fat pharmaceutical guy with a phone book.
Oh god,
which is awesome.
Gotta love it. It's so cool.
Oh, it's such an old style move. And again, right in the middle of the holding cell, everyone able to watch. No one cares.
Yeah.
Here's the moment I love, though.
Yeah.
This is a classic Gordon. This is like kind of seeing into how these two are going to be good friends, Gordon and Bullock.
Sure.
Basically, he's beating the guy, and again, it feeds into Gordon having a soft spot for kids, too, and he really hates this guy because he's putting kids in danger.
Definitely, yeah,
So
right.
Gordon's like, he's just leaning on the back, we're looking really intimidating. Oh man, Ben McKenzie really sells the heck out of the scene, I gotta say. He doesn't do much, but he has like it's all behind the eyes. He's really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, Bullock's saying, "See, basically saying, I'm gonna keep hitting you this. I'm gonna get away with. Essentially, I'm gonna get away with it too." But he says, specifically, "You see my partner there? He doesn't like it when I normally doesn't like it when I hit people. Now, why is it? Now, tell me, why do you figure it is? He doesn't have a problem with it when it's you." And then Gordon says, "Because it's simple math. 30 kids, the lives of 30 kids versus this one guy."
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And you're right. It is totally like he just has a delivery about him just in the way he just stands there. Absolute, yeah, absolute presence.
And you can tell Gordon really hates this guy for what he's done.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so then before he's about to hit him again, they finally get answers from the guy. It's awesome. They get a tip about the logo. It was a plate in the fish. And I love how
fish. Yeah.
This is fun dark comedy too, by the way, of him saying, "Well, I did a plate in a fork." I mean, I don't know if they do, like, do what? And then Gordon's like interjects.
Oh,
I like how Bullock's
subtle My Dinner with Andre reference. No, I'm just.
No, Bullock. It's funny. Bullock's about to hit the guy, and Gordon interjects, saying, "No, wait, what?" He's saying, basically saying, if they, I don't know what to do with those kids over there. Basically, implying that maybe they're going to, whoever's buying these kids is going to eat them. Hannibal type stuff.
I like how that's based on false information.
Oh yeah.
like later on, Bullock is just like, eating kids, selling kids for food. Is such a thing possible?
Oh yeah. Even Bullock has standards,
Yeah, right.
Again, Bullock's a good cop. He's just been corrupted.
Well, I think the best way to put Bullock is that Bullock is corrupt for the sake of survival. I think you can't sum it up better than that.
And he's just given up, too.
Sure. But hopefully Gordon's here to fix that.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, we get the logo tip, and then Gordon figures out, oh, no, it's not. That's a Triton, which, by the way, neat seating that, in the first scene of the episode, there's a big old billboard that has the Triton company on it.
Right, yeah.
Really good seating into the plot there.
For sure.
Anyway, so, they make the Triton discovery. We see a great bit of, clever Selina Kyle. Great scene for her. How she escapes her captors. What does she do, Tiki?
Oh gosh, well, basically, essentially, they're doing a count. The Smiley people. They're doing a count, and there is one person missing, and so Mrs. Smiley. Can I just call her Mrs. Smiley?
No, I could call her Patty, but I guess Mrs. Smiley's better.
No, I'm not calling her Patty. Mrs. Smiley. There's already a Patty on the leftovers, and I love that Patty on the leftovers.
All right.
Mrs. Smiley.
Smile.
Okay, so Mrs. Smiley goes into the bus, and first of all, I must say I thought it was a little kind of like when Selina ducks down, I'm like, she would have seen her, right?
For a moment, even if she did see her, she hasn't seen anyone there later on, so I guess regardless, she's...
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like...
I thought the same thing, Tiki. I thought she saw the tip of the hair, and the point is she's still going over there. The point is she's still going over there regardless, so I don't know. Maybe she just thought she saw something.
Because if I were her, I would not leave that bus until I found that child. If I were her.
But, you mean if you were a psychotic murderer?
Yes.
Okay.
Just to clarify that. God. Okay, so no, but you're right. I do like this. They get a lot into Selina Kyle's stealth abilities, and it's like essentially what she's doing is she's just kind of crawling around underneath the seats,
and she's timing it just
in
right
between the aisles. Yeah, right.
She's timing it just right.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, sure.
The seats and then,
yeah, definitely. And I really like how when she gets out, she rolls under the bus, just to get out of the situation. So yeah, you're right. Really good scene with Selina. They're really developing her quite well with that sort of with the physical stuff. Okay, and then is this where we see the kids being led into the locker?
Let me see. Yeah, they're being
Okay.
led to the giant not storage locker, but the giant shipping container.
Okay, yeah, and this is where we definitely get the Holocaust imagery. What do you say?
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I want to screw Mr. Smiley, who's like banging on the thing. Be quiet. No, screw that guy. We're stuck in here. We're gonna scream our heads off.
But to be fair, Mr. Smiley is not nearly as creepy as Mrs. Smiley.
True. I want to punch Mrs. Smiley in the face. I'm sorry. I want that to happen. She's a horrible person.
Who do you want to punch Mrs. Smiley in the face? Bullock?
I really wanted Gordon to do it, but I don't think Gordon would do that though.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, so
Bullock most definitely. I want Bullock to hit her in the face with a phone book. Why could that happen? Either that or Selina to kick her in the face. I was really hoping Selina would kick her.
It's like Bullock and Gordon show up at the scene, and Bullock just for some reason just brought the phone book. Like, hey, I thought it might come in handy. Look, it did. Or horrible, awful person. Smack. There we go.
Yeah, like Bullock could have kicked her in the third eye to kind of reference what she did to the other guy.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay, so so what are we doing?
Okay, so our kids are let's see. So we're at the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing. Before that, I'm sorry. So Selina has escaped, and basically, as the guys telling the kids to be quiet, a guy comes in running, panicking. Ah! There's someone out! Get gun out! And this, I think, is a little bit much. Now,
I don't think so. I disagree. I disagree.
Let me explain why.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong, Selina going for the eyes, perfectly fine, no problem there.
I mean, they set it up. You got to admit they set it up.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. They did set up, and that's fine. Pay it off. I'm saying the way visually done is a little off me. Then again, to be fair, I don't really know the usual end result of the eye gouging. The thing is, going for the eyes.
A real eye gouging scene. Watch Oz. I'll just say that much.
The thing is, she said go for the eyes, and I expect scratch marks on the guy, on his eyes, so he couldn't open his eyes. However, in this case, it looked a little worse than that. It looked like he was almost as if he were missing an eye.
So basically your problem is that it looked too gory. Not what Selina did, just kind of the look of it.
Yeah, I'm saying it looked a little gory, but in addition to
agree with that.
It's a little gory. That's the main problem. The other problem, it's not even a problem, it's a solution to it, maybe, is that if she gouged it out, I don't know what an eye gouged out looks like. That's the thing.
I said, if you want to see what an eye gouge looks like, watch Oz.
Well, tell me something. Does it look anything like what we got in the episode?
There's a lot more blood.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I don't know. It's it looked like it kind of went halfway on direction. Because if it was a scratch, I would prefer if it was a scratch and there wasn't a lot of blood. That's my preference. But I don't know.
Okay.
Regardless, it seems a little dark.
I think that's kind of a complaint of the makeup department, if anything.
But again, I think it's just even though it's a little dark, just kind of that she went. If she did if it was a gouge, it went that far. But it's her using the technique's perfectly fine. Just the look of it. But then the shoot 'em up comedy is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Basically, he's saying, it's not bad. We'll take you to a doctor. And one moment, he clicks the gun, shoots him. That's like Punisher comedy.
Yeah, I like how it's like the gun clicks and he's like, "What was that?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing."
Literally, I gotta mention, Tiki. That's literally a scene from The Punisher.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
There's a guy who Punisher. I don't know what he did. The guy's eyes were out of his socket and hanging by his little red stuff, like Family Guy.
Oh no!
The guy put his eyes back in just in the nick of time. His Punisher was clicking the gun, getting ready to shoot. And they said, "What is that? I can see fine." Then no, he couldn't see at all because his eyes were back in there. Then, boom.
Okay, so
anyway, we're at the warehouse, playing the little game of hide and seek around the giant shipping containers. Selina evades her, but not for long. She's playing with a little necklace, and necklace falls. I
like how this is a touch of even though we've definitely seen Selina progress as sort of a stealth character, she's still. She's still a kid, so she's still going to make mistakes, and I like that element of that here.
Again, she's still kind of not a master of the waltz snatch yet.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so Gordon saves her, as he always should. Yay. Doesn't punch her in the face, though, so I'm a little shaky on that. The point is, Gordon saved the day. And says, who are you? Why is that any of your business? Again, Selina being distrustful there.
Yeah.
Trying to protect her identity, at least. Trying to protect the anonymity that she has.
True, very true. Okay.
Which, again, is kind of foreshadowing of Batman, how Batman uses that anonymity.
Yeah, that's definitely, the whole cat thing, you're right. That does kind of play into it. Okay.
Meanwhile, we're at the Wayne Manor now. Take us through Wayne Manor.
Okay, so essentially, Gordon's talking with Alfred, and oh god, this is where we get the revelation that Alfred has specific instructions to from the Waynes in case they die. That that Bruce has to choose his own course and that he can't intervene. I don't know, BlueDragonFive. I've got some issues with this, but I guess. To be fair, so does Gordon, because he says it's a recipe for disaster. I completely, fucking, full-heartedly agree with that.
Alfred doesn't agree with it either, but he has no choice.
Okay. I don't know. This kind of also sort of goes along with Gordon sort of putting his career in the hands of Bruce Wayne. It's like, it's one of the few things I'm not really buying with this show is that everyone's just sort of like, the Wayne word is just freaking God.
I don't know. Again, I have issues with you on the ending of the first one. He didn't exactly put his career in the hands of him. He's getting a blessing from the kid.
He literally said that he'd resign if he didn't find. So yeah, he is kind of putting his career in his hands.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I'm saying, think of it again. Last thing, he's the only kid. He's the only person in Gotham he can trust.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And he's the only one really. He's there to help. So really, I don't know.
Okay. Well.
Point is, so also here's a real question raised by this whole father's orders stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think this is coming from a place of the Waynes are a little more high society than they're usually portrayed? Like maybe not as nice people as we think they are. Like, he's a Wayne. You don't order a Wayne around.
Right.
Or do you think like the Thomas Wayne has such high hopes for son, or he knows his son's a good kid, he's going to be okay if he follows his own course? What do you think?
I honestly think it's more the latter. I honestly think it's more just they have high hopes for him and they want him to just follow his own course.
Yeah.
I don't think they're being uppity about it. I don't know though.
Anyway, so then one of the best moments happens. He does it's like a baby book kid. He does his first bat entrance.
Oh.
With the camera.
Actually, it's not his first, because Alfred specifically says, "God damn it! I keep telling you not to sneak up on people like that."
Well, I mean, it's the first time we're seeing it.
Okay, yeah. But I do like that that's established with him now. Like,
I love that.
It's so great.
You know what they have to do? They have to do just to make me on top of the world happy.
What?
I want so bad. I want him talking to Gordon, then disappearing mid-sentence. I want that so bad. As a hallmark of what I love about Batman and Gordon, I want that scene.
And Gordon's just like clueless. He's just like, what?
Hey, Bruce! Darn. I don't know. The introduction of the Bat entrance is great.
It's great. Yeah, it really is.
That so much years later. Anyway, so Gordon imparts some wisdom on the boy.
Uh-huh.
Again, I wonder if it's going to be a running theme throughout. No, I doubt it. I'm just saying. It's kind of funny. We got 2 episodes ending have big scenes in Wayne Manor towards the end.
True.
Anyway, so let's see. So Gordon
I do hope that they start incorporating Wayne Manor more and Bruce Wayne in general more than just like, oh, Alfred comes and I need your help with Bruce. Like I don't know. I hope that there's more natural reasons worked in the future.
There's really only one. There's one more natural. There's a natural way I'd like that we worked in the future. I just want to. Again, the only thing I'm really pitching in terms of an episode.
Mm-hmm.
I expect. Bruce and Selina team-up episode where they get in too deep and essentially Gordon and Alfred team up to find him.
Oh, okay, nice.
That's what I'm expecting.
Sure,
anyway, so the point is, this is interesting. Bruce asked Gordon kind of about, you've been in war. Does talking ever help?
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. Bruce has like war on his mind about going to a war on crime. Because we should also mention again Alfred's brother because he's starting to hurt himself and he's worried about the kid.
Sure.
Genuine worry. You know, he basically says a bunch of things your psychologist can't use the father's words. Anyway, so so basically, you know, Bruce says, and the runner is that Bruce says you're not a very good liar,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. And again, think about the implications of this, Tiki. He's not a good liar. Right now, his future is depending on him being a good liar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And this isn't good.
Big
If people are finding out that he's lying, he's in trouble. But anyway,
Right.
so Gordon might be in trouble because of that. The point is, it's a really good bit. Really good bit in here. It really informs. I think informs why this is a good episode. At least definitely a good episode for Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Bruce? He hears again. He sounds so much like Batman. A lot of people, even on the Geek Solution podcast, are saying like they could see this kid as Batman in the future if they keep it on for enough seasons.
Yeah, right, yeah, like they're saying, like, yeah, if they last like 7 more seasons, then who knows?
Who knows? I don't know. The kid's good. And I gotta admit, I can see him. I can kind of see him in the cowl or something. I'm not saying they're going to do that. I'm just saying I hear the Bruce Wayne voice from this kid.
For sure.
Kind of the Batman voice from this kid. I like that. That he's become Batman.
Right.
Eventually. Anyway, so and
It's almost
Bruce
kind
is
of like the moment that those pearls hit the ground, Bruce Wayne is dead.
well, in this case, it was more when the funeral happened, then Bruce Wayne died. But yeah, it's usually
Sure, yeah.
usually
right.
the case. They hit Wayne's hit the ground a minute later. Batman's born.
Exactly.
He has to take it in for at least a minute.
Sure.
Anyway, so let's see. Oh yeah, so the point is Bruce Wayne. Kind of maybe a reference to year 1 actually. Bruce Wayne says, "I've been following your exploits," because he says that in year 1.
He actually says, "I've been following your adventures," which is kind of a weird way to put it, but whatever.
Oh, he says following your. No,
yeah.
okay. Oh, never mind that. I'm just reaching for a year 1 reference. Point is, he says, "Oh, I've been following your adventures, and I heard it's a shame about with those kids. You know, can I help them?" Basically, Bruce Wayne at this point.
I really like this. I really like this. Yeah.
Yeah, he says he wants to help kids. He asks you if you can give them some money to help them out. And I love this. Gordon says, no, money. It doesn't work that easy. Then Bruce says, what about some clothes? Can I buy them some clothes? They look like in the pictures. They look awfully ragged. I can help them out. And I like that. And this is a huge moment for Bruce Wayne. Because think about it.
Oh, for sure.
It's Bruce realizing in this moment that it's just epitomizing why we need Batman. That Bruce Wayne, in just the whole context of Batman, Bruce Wayne, the billionaire, can't just give Bruce Wayne give all the money he wants. It doesn't mean it's going to help instantly, and he does. Bruce Wayne gives money to help, and he helps sometimes, but it doesn't really solve the problems at hand. He needs to do that in different ways than just giving money. That's what this moment epitomizes. That he's addressing the problem from a different angle, a more physically angle that's actually going to help people, a little more hands-on approach. You know, giving them what the literal tools they need or the direct thing they need instead of the idea of what they need. They don't need money. They need results.
Sure.
Which is a really cool idea. So good stuff there. Now we're reaching our big ending here. We got 2. I guess it's kind of a sandwich moment here. Sandwich. So we start with Selina Kyle saying she's got a bargain for Gordon. Also, we get the seedling of the mother introduced here. That her mom is not dead. Merely abandoned her, which is what Selina believes. She may or may not be dead. We don't know. I assume abandonment. She demands Gordon, and this line always rubs me the wrong way. It is something that's in Catwoman's character, but just coming from a 13-year-old girl just sounds. Oh, it just sounds wrong. But I don't know.
Okay, it sounds wrong. Sounds perverted, definitely.
It works.
But I loved it though.
I like the follow-up line. It's just the first line. It's just I get it and it works, but it sounds wrong. Basically,
no, I get that it's wrong. I think that's supposed to be kind of the point. I think the point is that it's like this is like she is very manipulative, obviously, and so it's like that's definitely where it's coming from. So I don't know. I liked it.
Basically saying I'll tell him you touched me, and I'm thinking, oh, come on. And the guy I know he's most likely he's corrupt in this city, but he seems like a nice guy.
I totally get why you'd be uncomfortable with something like that. Yeah, but I thought for her character, it totally sort of showed the lengths she's willing to go.
More so, I really liked was that follow-up line basically saying, I'm gonna scream in 3 seconds. Give me Gordon.
Right.
Just waiting there, and she gives like the stare down. Again, that's classic Catwoman. She's really good. Again, I really love this girl as Catwoman.
She's great. Yeah.
Again, only like a handful of lines in this episode. One scene, really. Two scenes tops, really. Anyway,
yeah, she's just got that short scene with the kid on the bus, and then this.
And Gordon, and a few lines here and there. That's about it.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, even in an episode named after her, they still use her very sparingly, which I think is very artistically sort of clever.
Okay, speaking of artistically clever, okay, so we got that done. Now we're on to a really meaty brief scene. Okay, it's a really cool scene. Now, we see the Penguin plotting in his trailer, and it's a really cool visual thing. He taped all the news clips and stuff on the ceiling.
Sure.
So and that's so cool. He chooses the ceiling of all places. We can lay down, like looking at the stars, looking at the future in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at kind of the future. He's mapping out his idea. And by the way, a little No Man's Land reference of like classic comics, because that's a Gotham City map, an actual Gotham City map.
Okay.
On the roof, and also it's marked up like a no man's land map of one city sectioned off. So he's mapping out the territories, which
right. Huh, interesting. Cool.
One is Penguin's forming a plan on the roof. He has a bunch of news clippings, and I wrote down a lot of notes on this because he has, in addition to news clippings of the people, he has like little notes written next to him.
Right.
Okay, so here's the important stuff at least. Next to Fish Mooney, a word I can't repeat, but also is a knife going into her head. So he really he really wants to stab her too, because again he had the opportunity to stab her, and he's really popular with knives.
Oh yeah.
Montoya, and pardon the bad phrase, even though she's a bad character up to this point, lying slut. Basically, they said they promised to protect him, or at least promising he wouldn't be. Okay.
For sure.
The Wayne family was up there, which I got to tell you, real quick funny story. First glance. The second glance is when I wrote all this stuff down and really paid attention to it. However, first time, I thought I saw a man in a suit with the family on it. I didn't see Wayne. It was like a little further up. It was Thomas Wayne. Thomas Wayne's in the picture. However, it was a quick glance. It goes by like that.
Okay, cool.
It goes by fast before you get a really good look at it, and I didn't get a good look at it the first time, but I thought it was Gordon. I thought Gordon was in the picture, and you know what I thought? They're not going. Mind you, they're not going this way. But I thought it was going to be, it's kind of neat. Penguin is starting his own family, like his own mob family, and he's going to at least have Gordon under protection, or he's going to offer like a position of power to Gordon as like a brother.
That would be interesting.
They're not doing that. You know why I know that?
Why?
Because you actually see Gordon's picture, and next to this one makes me sad because that seems like such a missed opportunity. Because next to Gordon, he has the word stooge next to Gordon.
Aw, come on, dude. Come on, he spared your life.
Yeah, I think the family angle would have been better.
But he'd be a stooge if he just went along with it, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know. It's a shame because that seems like a missed opportunity to me. But I don't know. It's my own fault. But the point is,
I can especially picture that actor just being really slimy about offering Gordon something, and just and I love it because I could just picture he'd just be really genuine about it, oh, Mr. Gordon, it's like I'm giving you a real opportunity here. And that's the thing. I love how genuine this actor who plays the Penguin is, even though he's creepy as all hell.
Well,
okay, so anyways, what's the scene going on?
So I guess, real quick, I gotta run through these. So anyway, last thing, Gordon, he calls Gordon stooge, but I guess you're right, Tiki. Ideally, maybe he's thinking I can still offer the stooge position of power, or at least I'm expecting a scene where he's gonna spare Gordon's life, or at least thank him in some way.
Sure.
But still, that's classic Penguin though. Penguin doesn't give anyone an inch.
Oh yeah.
Here's the important thing. Again, Wayne. Penguin in the comics, he always has an issue with the Wayne family. I guess in this case he hates them because they're rich. And he's really mean to Bruce Wayne in news clipping form because he writes down rich kid, crybaby.
Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, it's funny. He has a dunce cat drawn on the mayor, which is saying dunce. It's hilarious.
How would you feel if Mrs. Koppel was just gunned down in front of you, man? Come on.
Yeah, well, still, the fact that he's rich is really what's got him.
Yeah. Okay.
And for all we know, he hates his mother. We don't know exactly. I'm assuming
That's true. That's true.
Again, he went to Mooney's. We don't know exactly why.
Mm.
Anyway,
Right,
so I think that's about. Yeah, it's about. And we see in the scene, he's trying to. The classic thing with the Penguin Tiki is that back in the early comics and the animated series before the revamp, Penguin did his classic ransom MO. He kidnaps people, holds them for ransom to get a large sum of cash.
Okay.
And it's kind of fun to see early on, unsuccessful at it. Folks, it's never
unsuccessful.
Folks, I'm not encouraging this, but if you ever do hold someone for ransom, don't negotiate the price. It's a bad move.
Well, Blue Dragon 5. Remember that one time that you and me? Actually, we're not going to talk about that. Moving on.
I'm saying Monkey's worth a little more. That's all I'm saying.
I know, right? Come on.
Anyway, saying you lowballed me on that one. Anyway, well, let's see. The point is, again, this feeds into our overall theme of the rich class and the underclass of Gotham.
I love it. Yeah.
You want to take it seriously? What happens?
Yeah. So essentially, Penguin, he's just like, no. I assure you, I'm very serious.
And by the way, he's dressed in the kid's clothes too. By the way.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. Nice. That's creepy. He's just like, no. If I don't get my money, then I'm going to stab your son. Right?
No, I'm gonna pluck his eyeballs out.
Oh,
what he says.
Oh no, more.
He either says that or stab him in the eyes. Point is, he's gonna do something to his eyes.
I think he said stab him in the eyes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love how nonchalant he is about it. Just,
yeah.
I don't get my money. I'm gonna stab your son in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe the reason why she did take him seriously was because he was being so nonchalant about the whole thing.
And apparently he sent her a video too, so what's this lady's problem? She must think it's like, see, a lot of times rich kids try to extort their parents through ransom, so that's a real thing, Tiki.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Huh.
I don't know how often they do it now, but that used to be a big thing. The rich kids would try to...
I could see it, yeah. Huh.
At the very least, I know it's done a lot on television. I think it's actually a real thing, though. I think so.
Must happen.
No, I'm serious. I think it's sometimes it's based off a real thing, and it's a rich people thing. They try to extort their parents through stuff like that. Like some people have fake kidnappings.
Oh man.
Anyway, it's really the really rich people. Anyway, so the point is, she didn't buy it, so God knows what's going to happen to this kid. He says, "You must have been quite the rapscallion."
Hey, you're dipping into Mabel Pine territory on Gravity Falls. You need to watch that show, by the way. That's one of her catchphrases. She likes to call people rapscallions. Okay.
Anyway, so the point is, we don't know what he's going to do with this. I'm assuming he's going to kill him or do the eye thing or something. I'm assuming.
By the way, I think he said you must have been quite the little scamp. I think he called him a scamp.
You're right, scamps. I'm sorry, you're right, scamps. You know, I'm expecting next episode to be the guy walks in and finds the dead body, then Penguin kills him.
Probably. Penguin does like to kill. Hello? You there?
Hello? Yeah, did you hear me?
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Okay.
You heard me, though, right?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, God damn it, Wallace Shawn.
Okay.
Hello? I
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay,
Fine.
You can hear me. You're good.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, next scene.
Get through it before you drop again, for God's sakes.
Next scene.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Next scene.
Yes, I can hear you. Go.
No, I'm saying you take us to the next scene.
Take it through. Okay. We communicate. Yeah. Okay, so Gordon goes and talks with Selina Kyle. He's like, "Oh, Miss Kyle, you're decided to be talkative now." And so essentially, what's revealed at the end, the little cliffhanger, if you will, is that.
Well, before that, she says she knows she can trust Gordon.
Sure, yeah. And the big cliffhanger is that she can ID the Wing Killer. She saw it clear as day. All right. Now, BlueDragonFive, I definitely have some theories about this.
What do you got?
Okay, I think she's just using this as leverage.
I think that's
Because
entirely possible.
because when you think about it, how could she have seen the Wayne Killer? Because
There's
I
only
mean,
one way. There's only one way she could have seen him.
is
If now again her angle, I still say her angle doesn't look like she saw the guy, but there's a chance we wouldn't have seen it because why have it in there if we see it? That she might have turned her head like to the side for a moment, and basically saw the guy like pull down the mask before he walked up to him.
okay. That could be.
That's the only way she could have seen it, if she saw like for a moment him pull down the mask before he went down there from her vantage point. She could have seen it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's that, but however, there's a very good chance it could just be her getting leverage. See, that's entirely possible. It's much more realistic that she didn't see the guy, because the guy was cut from head to toe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that was what honestly I kind of built it more as a cliffhanger of like, oh, so Selina's kind of trying to manipulate Gordon here, and not so much like, oh snap, she knows who the killer is.
And also, there's a third option that she might, in addition to just using this as leverage just to get out of there,
Mm-hmm.
she may be setting up somebody.
Oh yeah, interesting.
We don't know who, but she might be setting up somebody.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So that was Selina Kyle, episode 2 of Gotham.
I liked it.
Yeah, very good series so far. I am on board for sure. I am way more on board than I thought I'd be. Like, I gotta tell you, BlueDragonFive, I know you defend Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but 2 episodes into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I was done. I was like, yeah, the show is not doing it for me.
You mean for the first season, right?
Yeah, for the first season. Yeah. I know it gets better, and I know if I plug on through that first half, it gets better in the second half. But I would say two episodes into S.H.I.E.L.D., I was like sort of just done with the whole thing. 2 episodes into this, there's definitely things they could do better. I hope they incorporate Nigma into the story more than he is already. But overall, these first 2 episodes have been very solid. If it keeps building like this, we've got a real quality show on our hands.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised how fast Arrow progresses in comparison to a normal series. So this series might kind of be taking a key from that, for all we know.
Okay, interesting. Well, that's actually a complaint that a lot of people, myself included, kind of had about the first episode, was that it sort of set everything rolling and set everything up kind of too quickly. But then I think we kind of got eased into a pace in this episode. Like I said, episode two of any good series is sort of like, how are we going to move the pieces now that we've set the pieces up in episode 1? And I think this episode did a really good job of that. And by the way, just to make a sort of generalized, like, we were kind of debating about whether or not this show is going to become a case of the week sort of thing, like a basic procedural. And I think from this episode, it's very clear that yes, there is going to be a case of the week, but it's always going to tie into the main storyline. And I think, like, if it's anything to go off of based on the frickin' the Smiley couple, I think we're in for a lot of good cases of the week. So I'm totally cool with it, as long as we still get the character development and as long as we still get stuff with Penguin and Bruce Wayne and everything like that. I'm totally cool with this case of the week format. Because it's not like we're just not going anywhere with it. Of course we're going somewhere. So.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, on my last thoughts on the episode before we get into speculation for next one.
Sure.
Again, overall, I think it really hit home for me. This one, I love the great cop dynamic for the case between Bullock and Gordon. Again, that interrogation scene.
Back up. Classic.
You got some classic, just kind of investigation stuff. Really seeing you into what kind of city we're in, even more so than the first episode. And also, the other big thing for this episode was kind of our title character of the episode, Selina Kyle.
She really came into her own here, for sure.
Introduction of that character, and it was a good story to introduce her into. Working as homeless kids, are really reflective of the city, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That was the big thing. How she was brought in, but she was really reflective of the city and where we're going with the city, how bad shape it is it's in.
Yeah, for sure.
So overall, that's the thing that really won me over for the episode of those two.
Okay. So
next week's episode is going to be called Balloon Man.
Balloon Man. Yeah. Okay. First of all, did you see the season preview?
Yeah, well, I saw the promo for this. What do you
No,
see?
there was actually kind of a trailer that was
I saw like a 5-minute trailer for Gotham. Is that it?
okay. Did you see the one that has Zaz in it at the end?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see Zaz?
I did not see that.
No. Okay. Well, Zaz shows up. It's a really cool scene. It's like he's like, I'm here for James Gordon, and then Gordon's there, and you're gonna love this. He just says like, you've got a station full of police officers. Make your move.
Oh god, I have to see the scene.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet. So obviously we're getting Zaz in the future. It looks like he's going to be pretty pivotal. I don't know who Zaz fucking is. I mean, I've heard the name before, but I don't know anything beyond that.
Anyways.
But I actually didn't see the promo. So what was the promo?
Okay, promo's real simple here. Okay, so
Okay.
the next episode's called Balloon Man. Now, here's the interesting point of controversy I'm sure everyone's going to jump on the minute they find this out. Okay, so, well, not controversy, but like speculation controversy.
Mm-hmm.
Our main bad guy, we don't know if this guy's going to be an original villain or not, because he's sporting the name Balloon Man, which sounds original, but the character's design harkens to another Batman character.
Does he?
He's wearing what looks like a pig mask, however the ears are a little longer and floppier looking.
No.
Now here's the thing.
No.
The thing is, it looks like a pig mask except it has like floppy dog ears.
Oh god, that's creepy.
The snout has like a pig snout, so I'm assuming pig. Now with that, if it is a pig, again, bear in mind if it is a pig. if it is a pig, there's a huge Batman character who Professor Pig.
Yep.
Now, again, I gotta be honest with you, Tiki. I don't think they're doing it because the guy's MO is a lot different than Professor Pig's.
Sure.
Now, this guy's MO, again, being Balloon Man, he has got an interesting. It's going to be an interesting story next week.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Pig is going to be a.
Oh dear God.
His vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
He's after corrupt cops. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just making sure you're there.
I'm here. Yeah.
This guy's after corrupt cops.
Yeah.
Right. So this guy's after corrupt cops, and he's doing a really deranged thing to him. This episode's going to push the boundaries of what they're going to do because he takes cops, he chains them somehow to a giant helium balloon. The balloon goes up, and presumably either they pop on their own or he pushes a button and they pop and they fall down. So, and he's targeting corrupt cops.
I love it.
The bullets.
I love it. That's brilliant.
Well, actually, all of them are in danger because I guess Gordon's also under the belief that he's corrupt now.
Sure.
Now, mind you, so this guy's gonna be pushing the boundaries of like how cartoony we're getting in this world.
Yeah.
So again, just from the promo, it looks a little cartoony. Just from the promo, I'm a little worried. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm a little worried too. Like, I'm hoping that it goes well because it's a cool idea. I just hope it goes off well. Of a vigilante taking out the corrupt cops, feeding into our whole corruption theme.
I'm kind of into it. To tell you the truth, that whole concept of the balloon it's just the kind of cartoony, dark, twisted stuff that this show has proven to be good at so far. So, yeah. I mean, it's like, if they could pull out something like the Smiley Couple,
The Smiley Couple's just real world creepy. This one's a little more out there. We'll see.
Yeah. But I'm saying the Smiley Couple, their personality was so over the top. That.
True. Here's the other plates we got spin. We got pretty much 3 more plates spin here. We got the crappy Montoya plot coming to fruition.
Yeah.
Basically, all we know officially is that she's in pursuit of the truth.
Oh,
and we see her in a brief scene with her and Barbara again.
Scenes with her and Barbara. Just oh God, no.
And again, there was some sort of indication of our secret. Again, I'm thinking it might be that, but it might be like her ties because of her father. Her father might be dirty. We don't know.
Yeah,
her father's a wealthy, powerful man. We don't know exactly what he does. Maybe they'll start seeing that. Anyway, that Penguin's getting closer to Gotham.
He is. He is.
And he has a really odd line. It looks like he's in a parking garage or somewhere. Basically, a guy like is mugging him or something. Basically says, "No, listen, I'm very important. I'm important to Gotham."
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really interesting. Again, I don't know where they're going with that, but we'll see. Then our last bit here, this is important. Here's where, if the next one's a procedural, this one really ties into our plot here. Bruce is getting a little doubtful of Gordon's promise, and it looks like he's going to be. At least Alfred saying, listen, Gordon promised he'd find your parents. Go. Meanwhile, we see Gordon following up on the lead, whatever lead Selina gives him. And like he's chasing a man we see him chasing a man in the sewers.
Nice. Wow.
That's all we see. Like he's looking over the case files, and then Bruce Wayne basically says he's a little doubtful of Gordon's promise, and makes you think that we're finally gonna get that episode I'm talking about of him going out on his own, teaming up with Selina.
Sure, absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
We'll see. So pretty much that's all speculation I get. Also, speaking of just Arkham in the future here.
Yeah, that's episode 4. So
yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but just again, I told you they listed a bunch of characters. Like Mr. Freeze has been technically Mr. Freeze was announced along with Hugo Strange, and again, this is just they listed off a whole line of Batman characters. We don't know if they're going to adapt all of them or they're just trying to get publicity.
Sure.
So they mentioned Joker, and they mentioned a bunch of iconic ones. So we don't know exactly, because again, how they're going to work in Mr. Freeze, we don't know.
I hope they work in Mr. Freeze.
I'm game for Mr. Freeze. I'm wondering if they're going to have the guts to do it.
Yeah.
The big thing is, here's one that definitely could be in a variety of ways. Hugo Strange, awesome. I'm saying definitely bring that guy. If you don't bring in Mad Hatter behind these drugs, or definitely bring in Hugo Strange in some respect. Like either he's an Arkham Doctor, which could be awesome, or he could be an Arkham Doctor. He could. What I think they might do if they don't do Arkham Doctor is he's Bruce Wayne's child psychologist.
Oh,
and that explains why he's obsessed.
Oh man,
and why he knows that he's Batman.
Oh man, I like that.
That's indeed,
especially because they did mention psychology this episode too, so it's set up.
So again, I'm pulling for Hugo Strange to be in this series.
Nice.
I would love that.
Nice.
He's my clock king, I guess. And also, here's the big idea that someone brought up. I mentioned this to you earlier. Court of Owls, definitely bring those guys in.
Sure.
And last thing, I mentioned to you earlier, so this dawned on me this episode, I mentioned that they could do like a Trapped in Arkham story. Because again, Arkham's been closed for many years. Maybe they're finding out.
You know they're going to do things with Arkham. I think once we get to Arkham in episode 4, it's going to be like a major fixture of the series.
Here's what they could do. Now again, in theory, Arkham is closed at this point, given what Essen said, that they were about to open Arkham, but then the Waynes died. Which is also a reference to a really cool idea that was in Earth 1, that basically the Waynes having control over Arkham Asylum. Because in this one comic called Earth 1, Martha Wayne, her last name is Arkham.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, it's basically she owns Arkham Asylum. Bruce Wayne owns Arkham Asylum because his mother, she was one of the Arkhams.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what I'm saying is an idea they could run with, maybe the pills lead to Arkham Asylum. Maybe the Mad Hatter's like running the Arkham Asylum, but he's in like the shell. Maybe he's like in the shell of the Arkham Asylum, manufacturing the drug and selling it.
Okay.
And then either that or Scarecrow does it. Maybe, I don't know. The point is, maybe Scarecrow could be in the asylum as Jonathan Crane working there if they do get it up and running again.
I definitely prefer Mad Hatter to Scarecrow because we just got a whole bunch of Scarecrow with Nolan. So.
Well, I'm saying regardless of what, I'm saying Mad Hatter could be in the shell of the abandoned Arkham, doing his stuff there, and maybe trapping our guys in there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm saying eventually when Arkham does get up and running, hopefully, that when it does get up and running, maybe they hire Jonathan Crane as a doctor.
Yeah, I mean that I could totally see for sure. I just don't.
Also, last thing, Thomas Elliott could be introduced to the series. Also, someone brought that up.
I don't even know who that is.
That's essentially he's a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne's, because
Oh, okay, yeah, you mentioned didn't you mention that like, oh, Bruce Wayne, Thomas Elliot, and Harvey Dent are going to form a metal band?
Yeah, Thomas Elliot, essentially, he's a friend of Bruce Wayne's who gets really jealous of him. Basically, he kills his own parents to get their wealth. That's the antithesis
Oh
of
my.
Bruce Wayne.
Oh
He
God, yeah.
essentially he played smart kid. Quotes Aristotle a lot. He plays chess with Bruce Wayne. He hates Bruce Wayne because he has everything he doesn't have.
Hmm.
They were friends at one point. That's the gag.
Okay, okay.
So pretty much that's all my theories. Anything you got? Anything else?
No, no, not really. In terms of theories, I mean, obviously you have way more of a well to draw from. So my one big thing from the episode is like, oh, I think there's more to the Selina thing than meets the eye. But no, I'm just kind of letting the whole show just kind of take me at this point. I'm not really trying to speculate on it too much.
And you
But
know that Montoya's talking in the promo. Montoya's talking. The fish movie basically mentions the penguin's dead. And then you know she's going to rat out Gordon, and then that's going to lead to that crappy. I really hope they do the smart. They won't, but I really want them to.
They're not going to. They're not going to. Don't even hope.
Why can't anyone do the smart route for once? Well, Arrow did it. Arrow did it a lot.
Yeah, well, be glad that the show is as good as it is. So.
All right.
We got some problems here and there, but I mean that's usually the case for a show in its first couple episodes. So.
But everyone figured out.
I think we're on a good run.
People figured it out in the 5th episode. They addressed the whole identity thing in the 5th episode.
Right, yeah. So I'm definitely optimistic about it. I agree with you that Montoya is definitely a problem, but
which is such overall, a crime.
Yeah, it is.
Tiki. It's what? A major crime. So I guess it's time to wrap up.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think once again we on this thing.
Yes, we did. Sorry, folks. Okay, so remember, kids, however dark and scary the world may be right now, there will be light. There will be light.
That's right. So, join us until next time when we explore Gotham yet again here on Exploring Gotham. Ooh.
Bye.
I'm Batman.